Chapter 2361. Although they knew that the other two batches had been destroyed, they were still here looking for fun. Furthermore, the rest of the three batches had all been destroyed by Yu Yang. This batch is just as arrogant as the previous two. All the undead divine race in natural law divine realm have the same moral character. Chen Shang snickered in his heart. In the middle of the square above the green brilliant sky mountain, the people on the fighting stage were fighting with great vigor. They were all the kind of people who would fight to the death with each other. Chen Shang looked around and noticed that there were a few pagodas at the side of the plaza. There were people eating on the pagodas and watching the battles below. With one look, Chen Shang could tell that they were all from undead divine race. These guys are really strong. Chen Shang could see all the undead divine races up there clearly, and could also feel the aura emitted from their bodies. There were actually 3 people who had surpassed the peak divine lord realm. No wonder they were still indifferent about the other 2 batches of undead divine race being destroyed. They felt that they were much stronger than those 2 groups, and they didn't want to deal with them yet. It seemed that they were in the mood to wait. Chen Shang was secretly calculating how he was going to deal with the undead divine race. Just as he was thinking about it, a man suddenly flew down from a tall tower. This man wore gorgeous light purple clothes, and his jade-like face was extremely handsome. His expression was proud, giving others a feeling of superiority. This guy also broke through the peak divine lord. He looks so young. Chen Shang was shocked in his heart. What is he trying to do? Could it be coming for me? Quote. The man could have flown over quickly, but he deliberately glided over very slowly. Chen Shang was also on guard at this moment, preventing the man from suddenly attacking him. The battle on the stage was extremely intense, and the man from undead divine race had suddenly descended, interrupting the 2 people's fight. All of you are just like that. Hurry up and die. This is too unsightly of a beating. The arrogant man coldly snorted. He waved his hand and shot out 2 rays of light, which struck the 2 men who were fighting just now. B0OM. 2 loud explosions sounded out at the same time. 2 strong men were killed just like that. This made the surrounding people gulp down their saliva. They were worried that they would encounter such a situation as well. I told you guys to come here and fight, not to watch you guys play games. Beautiful, or else you will end up like them. If you play well, I guarantee that you will have a good time in the future. The man said. Chen Shang looked through the memories he had devoured and found that this man's identity was not ordinary. In the natural law divine realm, he was the chief patriarch's son and his strength was also very strong. Originally, he only sent 2 batches over, but this little boy insisted on coming over to play, so he came. Moreover, he brought a batch of friends along. No wonder the other 2 batches were destroyed. The patriarch's son was called Sun Ding, and was a young ranker who was rather famous in the natural law divine realm. Who's next? Sun Ding looked at the crowd. His face was gloomy, because no one listened to him. No one wanted to go up. If they didn't fight well, there was only death. But there was nothing they could do. They were too weak. They couldn't defeat the demons that suddenly appeared. Chen Shang thought for a while, then said, how can I consider her pretty? Hearing Chen Zhang's voice, everyone immediately looked over, and then all of them left him, actually daring to ask such a reckless question. Chen Shang found it funny. These people were previously the outstanding disciples of the green brilliant sky mountain. They usually acted tyrannically, but now they didn't even dare to fart. Sun Ding frowned, and said to Chen Shang coldly, come up. Everyone was sure, Chen Shang would definitely die if they went up. Chen Shang walked up with a fearless face. He looked like he had a lot of guts. If I tell you to come up, then come up. Are you not afraid of me? Do you want to fight me? Sun Ding asked. Looking at Chen Zhang's fearless expression, he was a little angry in his heart. He felt that these weak humans should be scared to death of him. If there was someone who was not afraid of him, he would feel that he had been underestimated. At this moment, his friends all flew down from the other towers and arrived beside the fighting stage. Sun Ding, show us your hand right now and see what it means to fight beautifully. A beautiful woman giggled. That's right, we can see that it's not very fun, so give them some pointers so they can have a good fight. A man holding this fan laughed. These were all Sun Ding's friends, and after that, a few men followed and shouted for Sun Ding to show them their skills. I would like to, but the people here are all too weak. Not to mention using a few moves, I don't even need to use half a hand, yet they are all dead. Sun Ding chuckled, if you guys don't believe me, you can come up and try. As she said that, a beautiful woman jumped onto the stage. Her beautiful eyes scanned across the crowd as she called for a strong man. This one looks pretty strong. The choice of one by this beautiful woman was not enough, and she continued to call for more people, all of whom looked stronger. I'll teach you how to play well now. The beautiful woman chuckled. Attack. Chen Shang was standing at the side, while that Sun Ding also retreated to the side, laughing merrily as he watched. Why aren't you going up? Do you want to die? Seeing that the few big men did not go forward, Sun Ding shouted. The few men from the Green Brilliance Heavenly Mountain could only rush over. However, just as they took a few steps, the beautiful woman did something strange. With a few light waves of her lily-white hands, the men's chests suddenly split open. Break. The beautiful woman giggled. Those hearts had all shattered, creating a bloody mist that made everyone's scalps go numb. Beautiful, beautiful. Sun Ding immediately clapped his hands and laughed, while the other noble disciples of the undead divine race also followed and applauded. Kid, now do you know how to hit her? Sun Ding looked at Chen Shang. I don't know, I don't think there's any sense of beauty at all. Chen Shang said straightforwardly. On the other hand, this lady has a pretty good appearance, it's just that her breasts are a little small, and her buttocks aren't perky enough, only her face is fine. If you think that those broken hearts are also called pretty, are you saying that this girl's face is as pretty as those broken hearts? Quote. Sun Ding was stunned, the beautiful woman was also stunned. Her undead divine races were also stunned, the disciples of the Green Brilliant Sky Mountain were like stone statues. They had never imagined that their own Green Brilliant Sky Mountain would have such a person, who dared to be so reckless. Lady, do you think I'm right? Chen Shang looked at the beautiful woman and laughed. Chapter 2362. Sun Ding was furious, there was actually someone who dared to bicker with him, and was even trying to talk him into the pit. Sun Ding, let me tell you, they are called beautiful. That beautiful woman was also very angry. Women hated it when people said that her figure was not good. Furthermore, she had said it in front of so many people. At this moment, everyone could feel the rage of that beautiful woman. They had no idea what kind of power she was capable of causing such terror in the hearts of others. Sun Ding pushed Chen Shang to the center of the stage. There were a few corpses and hearts that were broken all over the place, it was extremely bloody, but Chen Shang was calmly standing in the middle. Come here, the beautiful woman coldly snorted. Chen Shang did not fly over, rather, he walked over step by step. When he took his first step, Shu Yuqing had already released the power of the curse. The beautiful woman originally wanted to attack Chen Shang, but she didn't know why she wasn't able to circulate the divine sense C's energy. Instead, she didn't say it out loud. When she had attempted it a few times, Chen Shang had already arrived in front of her. Sun Ding was currently looking at her with a faint smile, and thought that the beautiful woman had intentionally allowed Chen Shang to walk over before killing him with her own hands, in order to make him feel more appreciative. Chen Shang walked over, but the beautiful woman still did not make a move. She was startled, and just as she was about to speak, her throat was blocked, and then her body became ice cold. In the blink of an eye, the beautiful woman turned into an ice sculpture. This was all caused by Shu Yuqing using the power of the curse, and the beautiful woman was only in the peak Divine Lord realm, so it was relatively easy for Shu Yuqing to deal with her. Seeing that the beautiful woman had turned into an ice sculpture, Sun Ding felt that something was wrong, because this beautiful woman had never used such a method before. Just at this moment, Chen Zhang's fist smashed over, exploding out with meteor immortal power, smashing onto the ice sculpture. The ice sculpture immediately shattered, turning into pieces of ice crystal that floated away. Under the sunlight, the ice sculpture glittered and looked extremely beautiful. This is the beauty in my heart, thank you for your cooperation. Chen Shang said indifferently. Looking at the crystal clear ice crystal that had dodged, Sun Ding was stunned, he also felt that the beautiful woman's life force had completely disappeared. You actually killed her. Sun Ding roared, killing intent surged out from his body. He immediately rushed towards Chen Shang, but before Chen Shang could say anything, he stopped. Isn't this what you want? Chen Shang smiled faintly. Sun Ding was unable to move at the moment, he did not know what was wrong with his body, and was suddenly restrained by a strange power. Curse. Sun Ding was shocked. Who are you? Rest assured, I will let you die a beautiful death. As soon as Chen Shang finished speaking, he threw a fist out and it struck the bridge of Sun Ding's nose, producing an explosive sound. The entire contest ring was struck into pieces by the power of the punch. Sun Ding was stuck on the ground, unable to move at all. Now that he had been punched by Chen Shang, his nose had caved in, and he still couldn't fly out. Ah! Sun Ding screamed in pain. He wanted to use his hands to cover his bleeding nose, but his hands refused to obey. Pa! Chen Shang moved closer with another slap, and another wave of berserk vibrating force charged over. The bones on Sun Ding's face could not be shaken to the point of breaking, and even half of it had been deformed. Pa! Chen Shang slapped Sun Ding's other face again and again. Sun Ding had changed his face completely, and continued to moan and shout. The other stronger male undead divine races all wanted to come up, but they could not move because they were stopped by Shu Yuking's body-securing curse. Hurry up, I will use the body lock curse on many people at the same time. I won't be able to maintain my strength for long. Shu Yuking urged Chen Shang. Look at you, isn't this beautiful enough? I promised you that I would make you die a beautiful and beautiful death. Chen Shang took out a mirror and placed it in front of Sun Ding. When Sun Ding saw the terrible look on that handsome face, he was so angry that he spat out a mouthful of blood, which splashed on the mirror and made him look even more sinister. I won't let you go. You don't have that chance. Chen Shang took out Chuangshi God Furnace and injected a vast amount of divine power into it, causing a raging fire to burn inside the Chuangshi God Furnace. Then, he enveloped Sun Ding's body and stored him inside. Just now, Sun Ding had let out a blood-curdling scream that reverberated in the surroundings, causing everyone's scalps to go numb. Chen Shang then teleported to the other undead divine races, sending them inside the Chuangshi God Furnace, using fire to burn them to death. The strongest from the undead divine race had been exterminated. Chen Shang released his space domain, covering the entire green brilliant sky mountain, and searched for other undead divine race. Chen Shang did not have the slightest bit of mercy towards these undead divine race. They had already caused many deaths here, and he had seen them on the way here. If the undead divine race did not destroy their souls, they could still be reborn, so Chen Shang kept them in the Chuangshi God Furnace and burned their bodies and divine soul. Not long after, all the undead divine races that came from the natural law divine realm were completely exterminated by Chen Shang. Green brilliant sky star no longer needed to be controlled by those demons, and could return back to its original state. When Chen Shang returned to the everlasting mountain, the buildings above the everlasting mountain were also repaired by the disciples, so it could finally be peaceful for a while. I don't know when they'll come back, but the next time they'll come, they'll definitely be even stronger. Chen Shang said. So what do we do now? That what natural law divine realm is certainly very strong. Wu Ji said. I don't know what to do for now, but I will think about it. Elder Dai, bring me to the seal. Chen Shang said. Right now, only Dai Donggong had a way to enter the seal below the everlasting mountain. Dai Donggong brought Chen Shang to the sealed stone room. Looking at the seal, Chen Shang said, if I can communicate with the ground-suppressing immortal elephant, then it will be after. Right now, Chen Shang was also at a loss, not knowing how to react to what would happen next. Dai Donggong left the stone room, leaving Chen Shang here alone. Chen Shang sat beside the seal and then focused on the ground-suppressing immortal elephant inside his second divine sense. He wanted to use this method to communicate with the ground-suppressing immortal elephant. Are you the human who previously made me contact Ren Xin? Suddenly, a voice rang out. It sounded like it came from a benevolent old granny. That's right, Senior, could you be Ren Xin's mother? Chen Shang was overjoyed and immediately asked, thinking that it was very possible that this was the ground-suppressing immortal elephant. That's right, you are beside the seal. I feel that you are so close to me now. The ground-suppressing immortal elephant asked. There was a way to contact the ground-suppressing immortal elephant. Chen Shang had a lot of questions for her already. Yes, I am beside the seal. I just forced back 3 batches of undead divine races from natural law divine realm, but they will come back. Junior does not know what to do next. Chen Shang said. Chapter 2363. When the ground-suppressing immortal elephant heard Chen Shang, it was silent for a moment. Chen Shang did not urge her to do so. He was sure that the ground-suppressing immortal elephant was facing such a difficulty as well. Only the evil spirit race and the undead divine race are up there now, and they are allying with each other. If they all come to Star Law Divine Realm, I won't be able to do anything either. The ground-suppressing immortal elephant said, their strength is extremely strong, and is not something that I can touch. Chen Shang was rather disappointed to receive such an answer, but he could understand it. He knew the power of the evil spirit race from the memories of the other undead divine races. Otherwise, they wouldn't have forced the hell out of him. It's not like there's no other way. It's just a bit whimsical, but that's the only thing I can think of. The ground-suppressing immortal elephant suddenly said. Senior, what is it? Chen Shang asked immediately, because the undead divine race above him would arrive very soon. It is to destroy the laws of time and allow time to return to the desolate land. During that time, experts were as common as the clouds. Even though the evil spirit race and the undead divine race are very powerful, they would not dare to act arrogantly when facing other races. The ground-suppressing immortal elephant said. This, I don't really understand. If we were to destroy the laws of time and reverse the flow of time, wouldn't our era disappear? Chen Shang frowned. He indeed did not understand. No, if you link this era to the primal chaos wilderness before you destroy the laws of time, then this era will cover the primal chaos wilderness and the two generations will coexist. The ground-suppressing immortal elephant said, the purpose of destroying the time laws is to prevent the evil spirit race from being able to go against it. Without the time laws, how would the world function then? Chen Shang still didn't quite understand. You don't have to worry. Once the laws created by the heavenly Tao are destroyed, they will start all over again. The challenge for you now is how to find the source of the time laws, and how to connect the time of two eras so that the time of two eras can be fused. The ground-suppressing immortal elephant said. If we do, are we safe? Chen Shang asked again. Although he did not have a clue right now, he would definitely work hard in that direction. Originally, there were many races above natural law divine realm, but they all suddenly disappeared, leaving only evil spirit race and evil spirit race. Do you know why? The ground-suppressing immortal elephant said. Why? Chen Shang had heard about this strange incident from the memories he had searched for, but he did not know why. Because they have all returned to the primal chaos wilderness. Back then, the various races were all extremely powerful. They knew that they could not stop undead divine race and evil spirit race now, so they could only do this. The ground-suppressing immortal elephant said, it's just that they have the time and soul to help, so it's easier for them to do so. Why didn't they connect these two times as you suggested? Chen Shang asked. Then there won't be so much trouble. Because they have already given up on this era and have no hope towards it, they will return to the past and create a new era. As they develop, they will avoid the mistakes that occurred in this era. The ground-suppressing immortal elephant said, that's why their current development timeline is different from ours. Our era is an era of abandonment. After all, he was not familiar with this kind of profound laws of time. The only thing he could understand was that the other races in natural law divine realm had all gone back to their era of prosperity and stability, and then allowed this era to be destroyed. What about the god of time? Let this bro help us out and bring us back, okay? Chen Shang asked. The god of time has died, but he will be reborn in the past. The ground-suppressing immortal elephant said, so it's very difficult for you to find the time laws. Chen Shang scratched his head. This was indeed a headache. If I let these two eras connect, would they blame me? Chen Shang laughed bitterly. Don't worry, this is already their mess. But they just left, not caring about our lives. A person in charge of the heavenly Tao who was so irresponsible, who did not even dare to put his life on the line and just left like that. The ground-suppressing immortal elephant was currently very angry, and had been abandoned as well. She had controlled this heaven and hell for many years, and had separated from her own son for so many years. Alright, I will think of a way to find the time laws. After which, I will connect them with the desolate land and cover this era. Chen Shang did not know if he could succeed either. After all, he still did not quite understand what was going on. Right now, he only had one concept. Returning to the era of the primal chaos wilderness, Chen Shang felt excited just thinking about it. Listening to the words of the ground-suppressing immortal elephant, he knew that the life forms at that time were all extremely powerful under the stable circulation of their natural law principles. He cut off the connection between him and the ground-suppressing immortal elephant, then let Dai Donggong come in and bring him out. Leader, did you get anything? Dai Donggong asked quickly. Yes, we'll talk about it later. Chen Shang called Wu Ji and the others over. Wu Ji and the other undead divine races knew a lot of things, so Chen Shang hoped that they would know some clues. Elder Wu, do you know how to sense the existence of the time laws? And destroy him? Chen Shang asked. What? Wu Ji was shocked. Didn't you want to protect the heavens? Why are we also going to destroy the heavens path? Quote. I am doing this to protect the people of Star Law Divine Realm. You all have seen how evil the undead divine race that came to visit is. The evil spirits in the heavenly law of hell are even more terrifying. Chen Shang said, I plan to link this era with the primordial chaos and savage era. Wu Ji, Dai Donggong and the others frowned as they thought about the complexity of this matter. Huang Jintian said, this method is not bad, but the problem is how to combine two eras. It was just my negligence back then that natural law divine realm had developed to this extent. If it were to cover the past, it would indeed be interesting. Quote, even if the various clans of the natural law divine realm were to return to the past, they would not want to die, and they would have nowhere to hide. This is the only way. Chen Shang said, when they went back to their past and changed their history, they would not affect the present either, because when they changed their history, they created a new direction and will form a new future. If we do not go back, then maybe we will be there not long ago. Yeah, that's why we have to go back. I don't want any other generation to have me. Huang Jintian laughed. These guys, leave us alone. They run back to hide and at the same time correct their mistakes, but mistakes are something that we have to bear. We can't let them relax, we have to extend this era into the past and let them continue to bear the consequences of their mistakes. Huang Yantian said. That's right, so when the time comes, we'll destroy the time laws so that they won't be able to hide. Chen Shang said. Chapter 2364. The problem now is how to sense the laws of time and connect it to the primal chaos in this era. Wu Ji and the others were all deep in thought. This was indeed a difficult problem. They knew very well that the undead divine race above would arrive quickly, so they had to finish it quickly. Otherwise, if the natural law divine realm and the undead divine race were to join forces, they could break through the entire star law divine realm very quickly. At that time, the everlasting mountain would also be taken down, and if the seal is released, the strong evil spirits that are sealed inside will come out, and then there would be nowhere for them to hide. How can I sense the existence of the time laws? Chen Shang said with furrowed brows. Elders, have you all heard about this matter? Chen Shang asked. Dai Donggong, Wu Ji and the others all shook their heads. They had never heard of this before. If they had, they would have long since told Chen Shang. Seeing that they were all shaking their heads, Chen Shang sighed, because even ground-suppressing Immortal Elephant did not know about this, so it was normal that Dai Donggong and the others did not know. Shu Yuking suddenly said, Husband, we can try to use the array to test it. Didn't Shenxian and the others manage to reverse the flow of time through the array? Go and ask them. Quote. Through the formation, Chen Zhang's eyes lit up. Lu Munger and the others were indeed very familiar with the power of time. After all, they had refined a time formation before. I'll make a trip to the great heavenly star. There shouldn't be any dangers during this period of time. If there's an unexpected attack, you all have to contact me as soon as possible. Chen Shang said. Now, it seemed that the Star Law Divine Realm was very peaceful. Dai Donggong and the others had occupied the Everlasting Mountain, and their overall strength was already very strong in the Star Law Divine Realm. Only the experts from the Natural Law Divine Realm could pose a threat to them. The Everlasting Mountain had originally been occupied by the Purple Yuan sect, but now that Dai Donggong and the others had attacked them, the Purple Yuan sect did not make any moves either. Many people were curious about this matter, but they did not know that Purple Yuan sect, Shu Dazong, was Chen Zhang's father-in-law. When Chen Shang arrived at the Great Heavenly Star, he first went to find Zhu Kanghai and told him what had happened there, as well as his plans to break the time laws. After all, Zhu Kanghai had created a powerful world like the Nine-Heaven world, which was why Chen Shang had come to him to seek guidance, to see if he had any good methods. After listening to Chen Zhang's detailed description, Zhu Kanghai fell into deep thought and said, the time laws have the most profound laws. When I was creating the Nine-Heaven world back then, I was also muddle-headed enough to have the time laws attached to it. Zhu Kanghai said, even though there are things like the time formation, people still find it extremely difficult to understand the laws of time. If the time laws are destroyed, then I'll have to start calculating again. I wonder if we'll still exist when the time comes. Chen Shang had never thought of such a thing, because the ground-suppressing Immortal Elephant had told him that this was the only way. But we can try. Facing the evil spirit race above us, we don't have the strength to fight back, so this is the only way. At worst, we can just die together. Zhu Kanghai said. Chen Shang also gained a little bit from Zhu Kanghai, and that was that Zhu Kanghai had told him that the spirit grain in the time formation were naturally carved through comprehending the great way of the Buddha. The inheritance was very ancient, and it was definitely something that could be comprehended by the time god, so he might be able to succeed from the time formation. This was the only breakthrough that Chen Shang could think of right now. He would immediately go to Hundreds of Flowers village. Lu Meng'er and the others were still refining the transmission array plate. This was for the sake of making the big star travel to the center of Star Law Divine Realm even faster in the future. Shenxian, don't do this. As soon as Chen Shang arrived at their house and entered a stone room, he saw them refining an array disk, and immediately called for it to stop. Dongfang Jing immediately asked, "Brother, why? We're all going to have to forge it." Quote, "Even if all of you have finished refining it, you probably won't have any use for it in the future." Chen Shang said, "If this era was linked to the primal chaos desolate era, the environment would definitely change greatly. It would not be like the current one. What exactly is going on? Where's Yu Qing? You are in such a hurry to let her pass, so you want her to become a thug." Laughed. They had a good conversation with Shu Yuqing, because Shu Yuqing was also proficient in formation technique and things like that. He even knew how to curse spirit grain. Lu Meng'er and the others were very interested in the curse-type spirit grain, so they asked Shu Yuqing a lot of questions about the curse formation. Chen Shang told Shu Yuqing to come out of the serene jade ring, and then he told LV Kilian and the others to come over. He had to let them know about the time reversal as well. LV Kilian and Feng Yuji arrived quickly, with them were Long Huishan, Zhu Hanru, Imperial Concubine Lian and Xiao Yulan. They were considered stronger here, and were usually the women with a good grasp of the general direction. After they arrived, Chen Shang also seized the opportunity to speak of the danger they were facing. This was all related to the seal placed on the evil spirit race S and undead divine race S, as well as the things that were sealed underneath them. Our undead divine race has actually become like this. The Imperial Concubine Lian could not believe it. She frowned. "Then if we break the time laws, will we disappear along with you?" "I have discussed this with Big Brother Kanghai. Because the time laws were born in the primal chaos wilderness, our return to that era was also the starting point of time. Therefore, even if we were to break the time laws, it would not affect our existence, because we are already in the primal chaos wilderness, an era that is not affected by the time laws." Chen Shang said, "Of course, the problem now is how to do it." "So what do we need to do now?" Zhu Hanru asked. Chen Shang was so powerful, and yet he felt so powerless. They knew that they couldn't help much, but they still wanted to help. "Let's inform the 4 divine races and the others first, tell them to never stop raising their strength. If they really succeed, it would be extremely dangerous to go to the primal chaos wilderness." Chen Shang said, "For now, I plan to give it a try with Shenxian and the others and see if I can feel the laws of time from the time formation." LV Kilian and the others nodded their heads, before going to do their own business, especially the girls who were concocting pills like Feng Yuji and the others, who needed to concoct even more pills to do so. No one knew what kind of world the primal chaos desolate land was, but they were sure that it would require a very strong power to survive there. "Meng'er, can you guys refine an even more powerful time formation? In other words, if you use the power of the time formation to its maximum, I think that the process will definitely unleash a very strong power of time. This will definitely alarm the time laws." Chen Shang said. "This is not difficult at all. However, it requires a very large amount of energy to maintain a." Shui Shenxian said, "If it's in 9 Heaven World, we can use the core, but can we use the core here?" The heart of the earth was controlled by Ren Xin here, so Chen Shang felt that he had some sort of relationship with this Ren Xin, and he thought that there shouldn't be a problem. Chapter 2365. Don't worry about that. The energy of the formation isn't a difficult thing. This idea was come from Ren Xin's mother. He felt that Ren Xin would definitely let him use the time formation in the heart of the earth. Lu Meng'er said, "We previously refined 2 sets of time formation, and you also copied one of them. Are these 3 sets of time formation all enough?" Chen Shang thought for a while, then said, "If I use these 3 sets of time formation, then I will be in the time formation for tens of thousands of years, and only a moment will pass outside." Shui Shenxian laughed, "Of course we know, so we will refine another 3 sets of time formation that are the opposite of this one. That is, the moment you enter the array, it will take you tens of thousands of years to reach the outside." Chen Shang understood that as he kept going back and forth between the left and right, he was constantly performing a high-intensity reversal. This way, he would need a very strong energy and at the same time, be able to unleash a very strong power of time. Refining the array disk is very fast. Right now, we have quite a few array disks, materials, we just need to engrave them into the spirit grain. You really have to promise that you can do it from the bottom of your heart. Lu Meng'er asked. I'm going to take a look at the Earth's core right now. You guys can get busy. Chen Shang kissed the faces of the few women before heading to the core of the Earth. Last time, Chen Shang had been to a place near the heart of the Earth, where he had found the mechanism for controlling the great heavenly star formation. Now, he teleported into the hot, steaming passage and released his powerful aura so that Ren Xin, who was in the middle of the ground, could feel it. Not long after, he could sense Ren Xin's qi. The qi of this dragon Kylin was very recognizable. Ren Xin came very quickly. He recognized Chen Zhang's aura and was a little surprised in his heart. The last time he met Chen Shang was still very weak, but now he was much stronger. Ren Xin was still very friendly towards Chen Shang, because Chen Shang told him to contact his mother, otherwise he would have lost himself and be controlled by the evil spirit race. Brother Ren, when Chen Shang saw Ren Xin, he laughed and shouted. What did you come find me for? I'm cultivating in seclusion, Ren Xin said. If not for Chen Shang, he would not have come out. The important thing is that I managed to contact your mother under the seal in Everlasting Mountain. Chen Shang said. Ren Xin immediately became excited, because this matter was related to his mother. After that, Chen Shang and Ren Xin sat on the ground. Chen Shang explained these natural affairs of his and told Ren Xin the method the ground-suppressing immortal elephant told him. Right now, you just want to use the powerful energy in the Earth's core to try it out. Ren Xin asked. Yes, I'm afraid I won't be able to handle such a consumption of the Earth's core of the other heavenly stars, but this heavenly star is not a problem. Chen Shang nodded. Ren Xin was the earthly beast here. If he wanted to try it here, he needed his consent. This is not a problem. If it was the past, I would definitely reject you because this requires my Earth's core divine spirit's consent. But now, my Earth's core divine spirit has also disappeared. Ren Xin sighed. Seems like he has abandoned us and returned to the big chaotic times. Chen Shang laughed. We will be able to return very soon. At that time, we don't need to face the crazy evil spirit race and undead divine race. Chen Shang didn't know how powerful the evil spirit race and the evil spirit race above the natural law divine realm were, but he could tell from how the various races of the natural law divine realm were hiding. Even if the various races of the natural law divine realm were to join forces, they would still be unable to change the situation. It was none of their business to let the people of this era fend for themselves, even if all of them were killed. It was precisely because of this that the ground-suppressing immortal elephant was so angry, giving Chen Shang such an idea. If Chen Shang succeeded, then she would also succeed in her revenge. Alright, you can come here when you need it. I'll take you to the depths of the earth to absorb energy. Ren Xin had already agreed, which allowed him to feel more at ease. As long as Shui Shenxian and the others concocted an array disc, he could give it a try. When Chen Shang returned to the surface, he was not idle right now. He was condensing those purple pearls in the hundreds of flowers village and he had Yue and Long Shui to plant those spirit seed in the ring. If he wanted to step into the heavenly Dao realm, he would need to cultivate in a Dao body. This was also very difficult, and he needed his second divine sense CS to condense their bones. I really didn't expect it to become so fast. I even thought I could live a carefree life in this world just because I cultivated to such a powerful level. Long Shui complained. You don't have to work hard to cultivate. Why are you sighing? Chen Shang laughed. Long Shui's cultivation method was to eat and sleep, and it was the same for now. But it still takes time. Long Shui was learning to grow spirit seed from Yue in the serene jade ring. Chen Shang had only waited for a few days before Lu Meng'er and the others managed to refine 3 sets of array discs, and even taught him how to use them. Shui, both of you come out. I'm worried that it will affect you. Chen Shang said. Long Shui and Yue both understood that Chen Shang was worried that something might happen to them. After Shui Shenxian instructed Lu Meng'er and the others, Chen Shang finally left the hundreds of flowers village and proceeded towards the heart of the earth of this great star. Just like last time, he used the same method to contact Ren Xin, who arrived quickly and brought him into the core of the earth under the fire essence. Along the way, with Ren Xin's power clearing the way, the fire essence would automatically avoid him, so Chen Shang did not feel too hot either. He never thought that the power of this big heavenly star would be so much stronger than what he imagined. Chen Shang followed Ren Xin, and very soon they were at the center of the earth's core. In front of them was a huge round black rock, like a huge mountain, with a hole at the top, where Ren Xin lived. Ren Xin brought Chen Shang into the cave and arrived at an extremely hot stone room. Here, you can easily absorb the energy of the Earth's core. I wish you success. Ren Xin patted Chen Zhang's shoulder. If Chen Shang succeeded, his parents would not need to continue staying in the heavenly law hell. I'll do my best, Chen Shang said. Brother Ren, if the guy from natural law divine realm comes, when the time comes, can you use some strength to stop them for a while? I will. Ren Xin nodded. He left the stone room that was filled with red light and closed the stone door. Chen Shang took out many array discs and placed them around him. Some of them overlapped each other, forming a huge circle. If we succeed, then the two eras will overlap and the creatures of both eras can coexist. However, the world of our era was formed later on. The time in the primal chaos wilderness is different from now, so it might just be the time of the creatures of our era. Chen Shang said. Right now, he was only guessing, he did not know the specifics, only success would allow him to know. Chapter 2366. Chen Shang activated the large formation formed by all the array discs. Outside the stone room, Ren Xin immediately sensed a large amount of energy frantically rushing into the stone room that Chen Shang was in from the earth core. He was also shocked by one of them. He did not think that the energy consumption would be this much. Who was inside the time formation, naturally did not know that he was currently in a very special time and space. The time he was in could be said to have progressed the same as outside, but the time he was in was different. Chen Shang closed his eyes and tried to sense the time power inside. If he wanted to connect this era with the big chaotic times, he had to first touch upon the laws of time before he could proceed with his understanding of the laws of time. This was also the hardest part, and could be said to be impossible. When the ground-suppressing immortal elephant told her about this method, she had said that it was very difficult to achieve. After a day had passed, Chen Shang did not gain much, but his formation used up a great deal of energy from the Earth's core. If it goes on like this, he won't last for more than a year. I hope he can be faster. If he succeeds, then this heavenly star's death is also worth it. Then, he left the Earth's core and came to the top of the great heavenly star. He had promised Chen Shang that he would protect this place well, and Chen Shang had told him that there were many of his friends and relatives there. Days passed, and in the blink of an eye, a month had passed. During this month, all the creatures on top of the great celestial star could feel that the divine spirit aura on this planet wasn't as dense as before and was currently descending. Only a small portion of people knew about the matter that Chen Shang had created in the heart of the earth. Xu Yuqing was watching Shui Shenxian and the others refine array discs. They were also refining transmission arrays now, refining protective formations and killing formations. If Chen Shang succeeded, they would go to the big chaotic times. They did not know what was scary about that era, but they would have to prepare to face it. Suddenly, a terrifying aura surged over. Xu Yuqing was startled, and his expression became serious. They are here, natural law divine realm and evil spirit race. Xu Yuqing had followed Chen Shang to kill those 3 batches of undead divine race before, so she was very familiar with this chi, and the other chi was from the evil spirit race. All of you, activate the protective array formation. I'll go take a look. After Xu Yuqing finished speaking, he disappeared in the blink of an eye. Yu Qing, you have to be careful. Xu Yuqing shouted to the sky. Xu Yuqing was also Chen Zhang's beloved woman. If something were to happen to her, Chen Shang would definitely be very sad. When Xu Yuqing arrived high up in the sky, he saw a large group of people up above who were using a very strong power to attack the grand celestial star formation. After being improved by Lu Munger and the others, this large formation became even more powerful. After all, it was maintained by the power of the core of the earth, and it had a very strong defensive power. But now, he was facing natural law divine realm ranked rankers. Xu Yuqing saw Ren Xin. Is it elder brother Ren? Xu Yuqing asked. Yes, you are Chen Zhang's wife, right? Ren Xin nodded his head. It's best that you head down since this place is dangerous. They will be able to breach it soon. About how long will it take? Xu Yuqing asked anxiously. 3 days at the fastest. Ren Xin said. All of you, prepare to escape. It looks like this group of fellows discovered this big heavenly star. This time, they did not go to other heavenly stars, nor did they go to Everlasting Mountain. Should I call out Chen Shang? Xu Yuqing knew that Ren Xin's strength was related to his Dao body. He was an existence who had already stepped into the first level of the heavenly Dao realm, the Dao Ti realm. Calling him out is useless. If the formation is broken, I can hold on for a while longer and let you guys escape. Ren Xin said. He had already made his decision. Shu Yuqing looked at the group of people who were continuously attacking the large array in the sky and sighed in her heart. Returning to the Hundreds of Flowers village, she still had some time, and only hoped that Chen Shang could succeed. More than 10 days after Chen Shang had entered the time formation, he was immersed in an extremely peculiar state. It was as if he had returned to his childhood, and for some reason, he felt as if he had experienced the things that happened before himself, as though he had returned to the past. No, I've experienced this before. Chen Shang suddenly woke up from his stupor and then appeared in a vast expanse of white space. There were many wheels inside, and when these wheels revolved, there were many scenes that appeared, and all of them had profound spirit grains on them. These wheels represent an era, pushing and turning one after another. Chen Shang carefully observed the tens of thousands of wheels. He could see that many of the times were already past. He could even see the times when the 9 divine kings created the 9 heaven world and the times when the heavenly divine lord fell. The largest wheel should be from the first era, after the primal chaos wilderness, and finally, the era we are in. Chen Shang walked over and touched the giant wheel that was last in line. This wheel was 30,000 meters high. Just by touching it, Chen Shang had lost a large amount of his power, leaving behind only a little. It seems like I'm already in the law of time. If I want to change the laws, then the amount of energy I'll need will increase. Chen Shang exclaimed, then consumed a divine pellet to recover his energy. Big chaotic times is an initial era, and it cannot be destroyed. If we were to destroy the other time cycles here, leaving behind only those of our era, then we would be very close to big chaotic times. Chen Shang looked at the other wheels, then took out the Chuangshi God Furnace. I hope it works. Chen Shang released flames from the Chuangshi God Furnace, burning the other wheel but to no avail. In the end, it's because my strength isn't enough. Chen Shang closed his eyes and felt the energy from the Earth's core outside. After sensing it, he started to absorb it. At this time, he also felt that the flames inside the Chuangshi God Furnace had become very fierce. A ball of flame landed on the wheel, and it instantly started burning. There's hope, as long as we can keep the last wheel. Chen Shang was not worried, since the wheel had already passed. He burned it to prevent the undead divine race and the evil spirit race from hiding in other times. As long as all the experiences they had passed through were destroyed, they would have nowhere to go. Everyone would have to stay in the big chaotic times. Very quickly, Chen Shang burned the other wheel, leaving only this one. Although there were no other wheels, it was still spinning. What's going on? I'm still within the time laws. Could it be that I haven't succeeded yet? Chen Shang looked around. He thought for a moment, stared at the last wheel, frowned, and said, "Don't tell me we have to destroy this wheel." He thought for a moment, stared at the last wheel, and frowned, and said, "Don't tell me we have to destroy this wheel. These revolvers are just the timeline. Even if they are destroyed, the world we live in will not be affected much. It's just that time has returned to the starting point, and the starting point is the big chaotic times." When Chen Shang thought here, he was shocked. The big chaotic times has always existed, because the primal chaos does not have the time laws. Destroy. Chen Shang destroyed the last wheel, causing the area around them to become twisted. Success. We are about to reach the big chaotic times. This is the true era. The era we were in previously is just an unintentionally born heavenly Tao. Chapter 2367. After Chen Shang destroyed the last gigantic wheel of the time laws, the space around him started to distort. If there are mountains outside, then the environment we are in has changed. Chen Shang stood in place, not daring to move. He was certain that the time laws had already been destroyed. Of course, he would still be able to reincarnate in the future. As for what was going on, Chen Shang was not too concerned about it right now. Ren Xin floated in the air and was currently staring at the undead divine race and evil spirit race in the sky. Suddenly, he felt a strong energy fluctuation. Chen Shang succeeded. Ren Xin opened his eyes wide. If he succeeded, the place they were in would definitely undergo a large change as well. This was because the era they lived in would regress to the big chaotic times, and the big chaotic times would definitely be different from the current one. On the everlasting mountain, Wu Ji, Dai Donggong and the Huang Jintian brothers were all stern at the moment. The space around them had started to distort. They knew that Chen Shang had already started moving. As for whether or not he would succeed, they could only continue to wait. Little scoundrel succeeded. Long Shui shouted in shock. She was currently together with Leng Yulan, and although they were holding hands tightly, they couldn't see each other. At this moment, everyone seemed to be in a separate space. "Can you all hear me?" LV Kilian shouted. She had sent a sound transmission to the girls just now, but none of them heard it. The reason why such a fluctuation appeared was because the space between the two eras was currently fusing. This fusion was very strange, yet it did not harm life. "Yes, we are all fine," Feng Yuji said. At this moment, they were both holding hands. If the two eras merged, they would be able to take care of each other. Xu Dazong, who was walking around on top of the Purple Yuan sect, had experienced something similar with no one knew what. What's going on? Did they use some powerful technique?" An elder of the evil spirit race shouted. "The space is undergoing a great change. I don't know what's going on, could it be that they want to send us somewhere?" Someone answered. At this point of time, no one dared to leave, and 4 divine races on the great heavenly star realm had long known that something like this was going to happen. Chen Shang had told LV Kilian to tell them beforehand so that they could prepare their hearts. Chen Shang only knew that the two eras were fusing, but he wasn't sure if he would succeed in the end. After all, this was his first time doing something like this, and he had to feel for rocks to cross rivers to succeed. Not knowing how much time had passed, Chen Shang realized that his surroundings had started to clear up, and an extremely light and spirited fragrance assaulted his nostrils. For some reason, this made him, who was originally exhausted, become energetic. This is the primordial wilderness. Chen Shang looked around him. He was in a forest filled with towering trees that reached the sky. "Sister Kilian," Chen Shang immediately took out his communication jade symbol paper and sent a message to LV Kilian, but there was no response. The spatial laws have changed. These communication jade symbol paper were all refined using the spatial laws of that era, so they are now useless. Chen Shang used the power of the spatial laws to teleport. He felt that he could teleport to a high altitude, but didn't expect that he was only 10 meters away from the ground. The spatial strength has also increased a lot. This big chaotic times is really strong in all aspects. Chen Shang could not feel the familiar divine spirit qi, but whether or not this was a breeze, it contained a very pure energy. "We have to find them quickly." Chen Shang used his spatial energy to teleport high up in the sky. He saw a large group of people in the air. These people are When Chen Shang saw the large group of people rushing towards Ren Xin, he immediately understood that they were no longer on the great heavenly star realm. Otherwise, the array protecting the great heavenly star would not have disappeared. After the two eras merged, they also arrived at a new world, the world where the big chaotic times resided. Legend has it that the big chaotic times was a very large world. In the end, it exploded and split apart, forming many large and small worlds. In other words, this big chaotic times was even bigger than the entire Star Law Divine Realm. It had to be known that there were countless stars in the Star Law Divine Realm. If all of them were added up, it would be extremely huge. "Brother Ren, come here." Chen Shang used a teleportation technique to teleport Ren Xin over, and then teleported away. If it was the past, he would easily be able to use such a skill. But now, he felt that he had exhausted over half of his divine power. This big chaotic times' world space was simply too strong. "I succeeded." Chen Shang brought Ren Xin to a big tree and entered the cave. "I wonder how my parents are doing right now." Ren Xin sighed. "I hope we can see them quickly. They are very, very far away from us. This big chaotic times is the one that the Star Law Divine Realm and many other worlds fused together, our position on the Great Heavenly Star, and they are in the Wang Ancient Heavenly Star. We can't use the transmission array either, so it should be rather difficult to find them." Chen Shang said, "But this is good too, at least they don't have to face those fellows right now." Chen Shang had made the hundreds of Flowers Village prepare beforehand. They all had a lot of powerful array discs. If they were to meet the attacks of the evil spirit race, they could at least block them for a while. "Then what should we do now?" Ren Xin asked. Although he had decent strength, they were too weak in the face of the evil spirit race. "If we can't beat them, we can only hide," Chen Shang said. "Now that there isn't any of them left, you shouldn't be able to go to the core of the earth, but maybe you can try and see if you can contact Earth's core divine spirit." Quote, "I will go now." Ren Xin nodded. Soon after, Chen Shang brought Ren Xin and sprinted towards the location of the Nine Heaven School in the huge ancient forest. Although he had returned to the big chaotic times, Chen Shang, based on his previous memories, found the Nine Heaven School. The structure of the Nine Heaven School was still there, but there were still many huge trees inside, and the great heavenly star was actually a large forest in the big chaotic times. At this time, Chen Shang did not know where undead divine race and his son had gone to. He was only concerned about the safety of the hundreds of flowers village. After 4 hours had passed, Chen Shang was frantically running. He never thought that just 4 hours of traveling would take more than half of his divine power. If it was the past, he would have reached hundreds of flowers village from Nine Heaven School in a blink of an eye. But now, he could not, the distance he had to teleport was always limited. Chapter 2368. Chen Shang was very familiar with the location of the hundreds of flowers village, but when he came here, he did not see the hundreds of flowers village. What's going on? Chen Shang ran a few laps back and forth. He did not remember wrongly, the hundreds of flowers village should be right here. This made him worried. He was worried that something was wrong and the hundreds of flowers village had disappeared. Don't worry, we're fine. Chen Shang suddenly heard LV Kilian's sound transmission, allowing him to feel at ease. Then where are you? Why can't I see hundreds of flowers village? Chen Shang asked. We used an array to conceal ourselves. Evil spirit race flew over it just now. LV Kilian said, do you want to come in? Chen Shang originally wanted to go in to see them, but after thinking about it, he said, I'm not going in, I still have to run around. I'm not sure how the other 4 divine races are doing. Although the 4 divine races knew about it in advance, they did not have the same type of defensive array as the hundreds of flowers village. Chen Shang was a little worried for them. According to his memories, he started running in the forest. He first went to Divine Dragon Race because he was very familiar with him. The place where the Divine Dragon Race was located was also in the forest, some buildings were even fused together with some trees, and this was all caused by the fusion of 2 generations. Nothing happened to the Divine Dragon Race as both of them did not notice their presence. The other 3 clans are fine. They've already contacted us, but who would have thought that the things left behind by our ancestors would suddenly become useful? In his hand was a piece of green jade that looked extremely ancient. That's good. I won't be going over to their place now. He still doesn't know what danger big chaotic times is, so you better not run around. I'll go investigate first, Chen Shang said. Good, our 4 clans and 9 Heaven School will strengthen our relationship. He now understood their situation. This was the big chaotic times that was flourishing back then, and their strength was extremely weak here. He had originally wanted to try and see if he could fly to the deep space, but after reaching a certain height, it would be difficult to climb up again. Am I not strong enough? Or is there some barrier that restricts us from flying deeper into the sky? Chen Shang looked down from the sky and saw those tall ancient trees everywhere. This was an ancient forest that very few people came to, even beasts were not common here. Chen Shang stayed in the air for a while as well, but he had never seen a single bird. Is this not a good place? Why is there no other life apart from the trees? Chen Shang suddenly felt that the place was dead silent, but with how the ancient trees looked, it meant that the life force was still strong. He used the Tao Heart Eye to observe his surroundings and realized that there was only a white energy here. He did not know what it was, but he was not familiar with the 5 elements energy. What's that? Using the Tao Heart Eye, Chen Shang suddenly saw many dots of red light in front of him. It's the evil spirit race, they're moving towards a direction. Chen Shang exclaimed in his heart, and followed. The undead divine races above natural law divine realm all learned the evil spirit race's counter power, so they could also use the counter power to conceal themselves. At this moment, they seemed to be hiding something. Seeing evil spirit race and the rest escaping, Chen Shang suddenly understood. This huge forest definitely contained some sort of power that gave birth to powerful life forms. It could be a powerful savage divine beast. This place was the domain of this divine beast, so no other beast dared to approach. This is just my guess. I hope it is different from what I thought. Chen Shang started to worry again as he sped up his pace to catch up. He wanted to confirm if it was as he had guessed. Not long after, he approached the group of evil spirit race in front of him. This forest had always been very quiet, without any large movements. Fortunately, they're not hiding from some powerful guy. They're just hurrying on their way. Chen Shang heaved a sigh of relief. If there was someone strong here, it would definitely cause the place to become extremely dangerous. Chen Shang continued to follow them. He wanted to make sure that this group of guys was far away from the forest. Only then would the forest be safe. He followed for a few hours, and the sky gradually darkened. The evil spirit race did not stop, and continued to fly quickly in the air. For more than 10 days, Chen Shang followed evil spirit race and the others and flew out of the forest, arriving at a desolate, barren land. There were rocks of all sizes here, and the quality of the soil here was poor as well, as though it was a land of death. Are they going somewhere? Chen Shang had followed them for more than 10 days, but they had never stopped. Along the way, he was also very curious. After a few more days, they were still in the desolate land. The big chaotic times was truly vast. They had been traveling at high speeds for so long, they were still in 2 regions, and the place was not as dangerous as Chen Shang had imagined. They had not met any beasts. Was scorched darker by the sun, especially at noon when he used the counter power, but even he felt that his body was in pain from the sun's rays. Something's coming. Chen Shang anxiously landed on the ground and hid behind a rock. Although he was using the counter power, he still had to hide, because it would not be discovered that easily. It's you guys. How did you come here? An elderly voice asked, his voice full of surprise. Chen Shang tried his best to conceal himself. He used his divine soul to take a peek and discovered that the person who came was a white-robed elderly man. Natural law divine spirit, haha. We are really here, haha eh. When Chen Shang saw that all of the evil spirit race had appeared, the person laughing maniacally was an old man in red. Chen Shang was shocked. The white-robed elder who suddenly came here was actually natural law divine spirit. Isn't this guy dead? Chen Shang suddenly understood. This guy did not die, he only lied to everyone, and the other god tribes in natural law divine realm all ran over here. The red-clothed old man from evil spirit race shouted, quickly kill this fellow. Although we don't know how we got here, it is still a good thing for us. We don't know how the heavenly law palace is doing now. Natural law divine spirit saw a flash of red light, and then his body emitted a burst of white light, and disappeared. They actually ran away. Let's chase them. This is the big chaotic times, here we will have the chance to kill the ancient gods of the big chaotic times. The red-clothed old man who was leading the evil spirit race laughed wildly and quickly chased after him. Seeing their speed, Chen Shang was secretly nervous in his heart. He was too dangerous following these evil spirit races before. This was an evil race that could destroy various races and many divine law gods in the natural law divine realm. Chapter 2369. Chen Shang knew that he had dominated the natural law divine realm S and undead divine race S, but he didn't have that concept. Now that he saw them unleashing such a strong power, he couldn't help but feel a lingering fear. Seeing that the evil spirit race was far away, Chen Shang decided to return to the Nine Heaven School and tell him about this matter. YBDU. After staying in Hundreds of Flowers village for a few days, he went to Nine Heaven School to greet his old friend, and then began his journey. Nine Heaven School and Hundreds of Flowers village were now considered safe. Chen Shang was relieved and left to see big chaotic times. Ren Xin also left the place. He wanted to look for his parents, but he wasn't with Chen Shang. Chen Shang set off alone on his journey, and he also randomly chose a direction to go in. After 3 months of trekking, Chen Shang had already left the forest far away from the Nine Heaven School. He felt that even if it was the great heavenly star before, he would have already left 3 months ago. However, there were no heavenly stars here, only a vast expanse of land. He was very unfamiliar with this place. There are stars and moons at night. Do these exist since ancient times? Chen Shang was currently lying on a prairie, looking at the stars in the sky. As he looked up and down, he suddenly noticed a rapidly moving dot in the air. It looked like a ball of fire. It's a person flying. Chen Shang immediately sat up and carefully observed. This guy is currently releasing the fire energy in his body non-stop, allowing the flames to surge about, so that he can increase his own speed. The little dot only flashed by, its speed was as fast as light. If it wasn't for Chen Zhang's good eyesight, he wouldn't have been able to catch it. He had originally planned to rest, but now he got up and chased after the small dot. Previously, he thought there were many strong ancient beasts in big chaotic times, but in these past 3 months, he hadn't even seen a single hare. It was rare for him to see a rather powerful human just now, so he was very excited and immediately chased after it. I wonder if he is a good person. If I can meet a decent person, I will be able to understand this big chaotic times as soon as possible. Chen Zhang's heart was filled with anticipation. After all, this was an era full of wonders, and the source of everything was here. He felt that the mysterious heavenly alchemy might have been created in this era. Chen Shang was not slow either, he was able to catch up to the ball of fire in the sky. Of course, this was when he used teleportation. If he didn't use it, he wouldn't be able to catch up. This gave him a general understanding of that person's strength. It was already morning, and Chen Shang was already very tired. Although he had been hurrying on his journey for 3 months, he rarely used his spatial energy, only running wildly on the ground or flying with divine power in the sky. Now, in order to chase that person, he had no choice but to use the power of space. Mother CKER, the current me can actually become as tired as a dog. Chen Shang suddenly stopped. If he continued, he would run out of all his divine power. He wanted to preserve some of his divine power in order to avoid unexpected situations, so he gave up. Just as he stopped to wipe off his sweat, the ball of fire in the sky suddenly fell down towards him. Did he discover me? Chen Shang was alarmed. Just as he was about to use the counter power, the ball of flames suddenly turned into a bolt of lightning and struck the ground. Chen Shang anxiously dodged, but he did not sense any form of attack. Ha, scared, why did you chase me all the way until dawn? A middle-aged man burst into laughter. Chen Shang heaved a sigh of relief, carefully looking at this middle-aged man. His skin was black, his beard and hair were messy, his clothes were dirty, and it was obvious that he did not pay much attention to his appearance. At the moment, he was smiling at Chen Shang. Little brother, where are you from? The middle-aged man laughed. He patted Chen Zhang's shoulder and pinched his shoulder. Not bad. Brother, I came from very far away and got lost here. Because I saw Big Brother flying in the sky last night, I followed you. Chen Shang scratched his head and laughed. This middle-aged man gave people a feeling of straightforwardness. So that's how it is. You're pretty lucky to meet me here. If you continue to wander around for a few more days, you will have to go to a very scary place. The middle-aged man patted Chen Zhang's shoulder. I will bring you to the Fire Dao Divine Place, where many fire cultivators will gather. The middle-aged man said, I also cultivate the Dao of Fire. Little bro, you look the same. Quote. Chen Shang nodded, yes. Chen Shang followed the middle-aged man and ran on the ground, chatting. The middle-aged man's name was Yu Yan, and he was the son of a fire clan patriarch. In his own words, he could be considered a small noble. Yu Yan was about to head to Fire Dao Divine Place. The so-called Fire Dao Divine Place was a large city that had been jointly built by dozens of Fire Wei tribes in the region. Then they would work together to develop this Fire Dao Divine Place and attract other people to the Fire Dao Divine Place, so that they could benefit greatly from it. Little brother, you usually have to walk around a lot. Look at you, you don't even know how strong the Fire Dao Divine Place is. In this wilderness, the Fire Dao Divine Place was quite famous. All kinds of powerful fire cultivators were here. Even if he isn't a fire cultivator, he still keeps on drilling into this place. Yu Yan laughed. Big brother Yu, in the past few days, have you felt that something strange has happened? Chen Shang asked. In their era, besides the Star Law Divine Realm, there were also 9 Heaven World and other great worlds that had fused with each other to form this place. He felt that the people of this savage land must have known about it. Strange. What's so strange about that? Yu Yan asked. Noah, it's nothing. Chen Shang did not expect the people inside to not notice him. The Star Law Divine Realm was vast, there were so many people, but after covering the entire Big Chaotic Times, no one noticed anything. This could only mean that the Big Chaotic Times was simply too vast. Even with the sudden appearance of many more people, they did not attract much attention. Chen Shang followed Yu Yan and ran for 3 days before they finally reached the Fire Dao Divine Place. Other than the buildings being older, Chen Shang felt that they were no different from those big cities. They were even less robust than the big cities of his era. Chen Shang had seen buildings that were thousands of meters tall, but at most, they were only 10 odd stories of stone bricks. Yu Yan was more generous and straightforward. After coming to Fire Dao Divine Place, he dragged Chen Shang to an old tavern to drink. Chen Shang also didn't know what kind of wine that was. He only felt that his body of 18 divine deity was ignited by the strong wine. His throat felt like it was about to burst into flames. Chapter 2370. Chen Shang drank a few mouthfuls, and it became unbearable for him. At the moment, he was only sipping, and when he saw Yu Yan pour bowls after bowls into his mouth, he secretly admired himself in his heart. If it was any ordinary person who drank this kind of wine, they would definitely suffer to death. Boy, it looks like you've never had this before. Seeing Chen Zhang's appearance, Yu Yan laughed out loud. I'm sorry, my brother is poor now, I am temporarily unable to buy good wine, so I can only let you down. Big brother, you, aren't you some kind of chief's son? How can you be so poor? Chen Shang laughed, he reluctantly drank half a bowl, and almost spat out fire. Yu Yan sighed, it's all because I don't live up to expectations, don't look at me like that, in fact, among my brothers, I am the weakest. They all have their own businesses and power, and I am the only one left. Big brother, you, what are you doing in Fire Dao Divine Place? Did you come here to play? Chen Shang asked. Of course not, I'm here to earn money. Yu Yan said. Money. Chen Shang never thought that big chaotic times would actually use money. Don't tell me you've never seen this before. Yu Yan took out a very thin white jade tablet. It looked as thin as paper and there were some words written on it. Chen Shang recognized these characters. Although they were a little different from the ones that he was familiar with, he could still recognize them. After all, the characters from his era evolved from this ancient era. This is 10, Chen Shang said. Ha, brother, it seems like you really haven't seen this thing before. Yu Yan laughed loudly. That's right, these are the 10 jade money, and they are usually made from this type of jade. There is a special group of people responsible for them, and it is very difficult to imitate them. Chen Shang took it and touched it, immediately feeling a strange qi inside the thin jade piece. He did not know what kind of power it was, and there were many spirit grain on top of it. Is this item hard to earn? Chen Shang asked. It's hard to come by, even if we have a meal here, it would only be 20 jade money. If we go to a better hotel, it would at most be a few hundred jade money. Yu Yan said, brother, you don't have to worry, based on your usual times, making a living for yourself is definitely not a problem. Chen Shang no longer had anywhere else to go, he would just stay in the big chaotic times. If he wanted to stay here, the more of these jade money, the better. What's the largest number of jade money? Chen Shang returned the jade money in his hands to Yu Yan. At most, 100,000. I only have 2 left over for all these years. Yu Yan laughed. With Big Brother Yu's wealth, what level is he at here? Chen Shang had never visited this place before, he was worried that there were no pills in this world, so he would not be able to earn much by refining pills. Very poor standards. Look at the shop across the street that sells weapons. The boss of this shop has at least 1,000,000 yuan, which is much better than mine. Yu Yan laughed at himself. Is the jade money very important here? Chen Shang looked at the weapon store. Although it looked simple and crude, there were a lot of people going in and out, making it very lively. In the tribe, at my age, I usually have to rely on myself and not the tribe. If we want to become stronger, we have to rely on ourselves, such as buying weapons and clothes, or buying medicinal pills, we need to use jade money. Yu Yan said. Hearing Yu Yan mention the pill, Chen Shang was secretly happy. He felt that it would not be a problem for him to establish a foothold here, he was the alchemist after all. Pills, are they expensive? Chen Shang asked again. Had already treated him as a kid who had never seen the world, so he did not dislike him asking these questions. Of course, the more expensive ones are those that are difficult to refine, but lack of medicinal ingredients. It is normal for those pills to sell for over 100,000 gold coins, I have only bought a few in the past, so I have a greater use for them. Su Yun continued. Yu Yan said. Chen Shang knew that the pills here would definitely be different from the pills he had in the Star Law Divine Realm. After that, Chen Shang asked Yu Yan about the pills. There were 4 types of pills: Heaven Pellet, King's Pellet, Emperor's Pellet, and Natural Law Dan. Chen Shang had never seen the Heaven pills here before, he did not know what kind of divine pill it was, he thought it should be a little higher. Brother, you want to learn alchemy, that is a good way to earn money, but refining pills requires a high level of talent, you have come to the right place, here is the famous alchemist because we have the most experts in using fire. Yu Yan said. He drank that kind of crappy kind of wine, like drinking water, bowl after bowl. I do. Chen Shang laughed. Brother Yu, how do you earn money normally? The way I earn money is rather cheap, it's to help others with their work. I'm a little poor now, so I came to the Fire Dao Divine Place to find something to do. Yu Yan said, old brother, let's break up here. I'm more busy now, I can't bring you out here to play. Yu Yan was very generous, he took out 1,000 jade money and gave it to Chen Shang. Chen Shang had only just arrived, so he definitely could not earn any money from these jade money. He did not reject Yu Yan's generous offer, after all, 1,000 was nothing to him. Thank you, big brother you. The next time we meet, I'll treat you to drink all the good wine in Fire Dao Divine Place. Chen Shang laughed. You need to keep your word. I, your brother, am a very good drinker. The next time we meet, I don't care if you have earned jade money or not, I'm determined to keep you company. Yu Yan laughed. Yu Yan paid for the alcohol and then left in a hurry. The moment Chen Shang came into contact with someone from the big chaotic times, he had a very good impression of them. I need to go to a pill shop to take a look at the pills here. Chen Shang asked around on the streets and quickly found a pill shop. He could still read the words of this era. Seeing the pill shop's signboard, he walked in. There are so many people. When Chen Shang went in to take a look, he found that all three of the large stores were filled with people. This medicine store's business was actually so good, which surprised Chen Shang quite a bit. Sir, are you here to buy pills? A smiling old man hurriedly walked over and asked. Well, aren't they? Chen Shang pointed to the group of people. Of course they are not, they are here to test out the pills. Not only can they eat low and middle graded heavenly pills, they can also get 50 jade money. The old man laughed. There's such a good thing. Chen Shang blurted out in shock. Chapter 2371. Chen Shang now understood that those people were all queuing up, about 200 people or so. Why are you testing the pills? Chen Shang asked. The old man's eyes were sharp. He could tell that Chen Shang did not understand much about this matter, and was a kid that had just left the mountain. The main reason is that after Alchemist refined the pill, he was not clear about the use of his own pill, which was why he invited many people to try eating it, and then analyze the effects to improve his pill formula. In the past few years, many people have died. The old man said. The fiction, the fastest new sections of the fiction. Chen Shang originally wanted to queue up and give it a try, but after hearing this, he felt that it was better to forget about it. Old sir, I want to buy some pills. It has to be helpful in raising your strength. Chen Shang said, it's best if it is cheaper, I do not have many jade money. Alright, come with me. The old man brought Chen Shang to a counter and took out a small jade bottle from inside. Little brother, I think you have not cultivated a Tao body yet, right? Are you lacking divine deity, or is it? Is it the divine deity of the second divine sense C, or the first divine sense C? Quote. When Chen Shang heard the old man's words, the cultivation system here was exactly the same as what he knew. Second divine sense C's, bones. Chen Shang said, each of the 6 beast statue in the second divine sense C required 10 bones in order for him to condense the Tao body. I knew it. Eating this pill will make you lose the most. This pill is called Yaozdan, its bones is shining A. The old man took out a black pellet from the jade bottle and said, if you have not condensed bones in the second divine sense C, you only need to eat 1 and you can condense 1 bones. The second required 10 pills, and the third one, 100 pills of this kind of medicinal pellet will at most allow you to condense 9 of these bones. Quote. Then how much is it? Chen Shang asked. He could not figure out what kind of medicine the Yaozdan was refined with. 100 jade money pills. The old man said. It's too expensive. Chen Shang had no concept of price, he was only cutting prices out of habit. Since this is your first time buying a pill, I'll sell it to you for 80. The old man said again. Then I'll try buying one first. Chen Shang gave a set of jade money with 100 to the old man, who gave him back 20. After taking the pellet, Chen Shang walked out of the Fire Dao Divine Place and ate it next to a mountain in the outer sect. This medicinal power was very similar to the bone level Dan A, but there's something more. Chen Shang sensed a very familiar smell from within the medicinal power. Bone level fruit. Chen Shang was shocked. There is a little bit of the bone level fruit here. Could it be that it was refined using the bone level Dan's divine medicine and the bone level fruit? From that medicinal power, he did not feel much of the bone level fruit's medicinal power. It should be because he had added too little, but the bone level Dan had a lot of medicinal power. No wonder it's black, so there's a bone level fruit here. Chen Shang continued to refine the medicinal power, and channeled the power of the medicine into the second divine sense C, into the second divine sense C's green dragon. The 6 beast statue in the second divine sense C already had powerful flesh and divine soul, so they only needed to cultivate bones. After eating that piece of Yaozdan, Chen Shang unknowingly fell asleep during the refining process. When he woke up, he felt a lingering fear. He never thought that after the Yaozdan ate it, it would actually be the same as the bone level fruit's process of condensing its bones in a comfortable and deep sleep. Furthermore, he was in the wilderness, so fortunately, there was no one around. He had condensed a bones inside the Azure Dragon's body. I wonder what grade of divine pill that is. Although Chen Shang ate one pellet, he did not manage to test it out. The feeling the Yaozdan gave Chen Shang was very strong, to think that it would let him, the second divine sense see, condense his bones so easily. I don't know if my heavenly alchemy is useful here, but it seems like I have to find a set of pills. Chen Shang said, I have long heard that the ancient pill formulas are the most haughty. Because of the passage of time, disasters frequently erupt, causing many Haod pill formulas to be lost. If that's the case, this big chaotic times should be at the peak of his alchemy culture. Chen Shang was secretly excited. This would allow his alchemy level to improve even more. Chen Shang then proceeded to the Fire Dao Divine Place, and strolled around inside it. The entire area of the Fire Dao Divine Place was huge. If he wanted to visit all of them, he would need at least half a year. If he wanted to reach the most bustling area, he would have to walk for more than 10 days. Of course, there were things like transmission arrays here, it was just that it was very expensive, although Chen Shang had many Shen Yuan stone, but it was useless here. To me, the price of one teleportation for 3,000 jade money is too high. Chen Shang shook his head. He had found 5 pill stores in the poor areas outside, all of them were at the same level. Looks like I have to walk in. I have to go check out those big shops. Chen Shang looked at the few medicine stores outside and realized that of the divine pills he had refined, only the 3 Lotus Dan and the Heavenly Life divine pill had a market. Of course, if they were to sell it here, it wouldn't be called a divine pill. The 9-bone divine pill should be easy to sell, but I don't know how effective it is compared to the Yaozdan. I have to find someone to test it on. Now Chen Shang finally understood why he had to invite someone to try out the pill. He needed to find out the effects of a pill, but he was unable to do so with his current abilities. He walked very quickly through the night. It took him several days to reach the bustling area. The buildings here were all at least 10 stories high and at most 20 or 30 stories high. All of them were decorated very extravagantly. This should be the rich district. Chen Shang lamented. All the people walking on the road were dressed much better than the area outside. On the way here, Chen Shang had changed into something that looked more similar, just that it was much worse than those rich people. The Baodin restaurant. Chen Shang came to the bottom of a 10-story high tower. After seeing the signboard, he walked in. He didn't see anyone testing the pills in here. When he was in the area outside, there were many people testing pills in the pill shops. Big shops are just different. The moment Chen Shang entered the hall, he felt that it was extremely grand and spacious, giving off a very comfortable feeling. Alchemist was not rare in the big chaotic times, but Haod alchemists were very rare, so excellent alchemists were respected here. Younger brother Chen Shang was at a counter looking at the pills on the counter, when he suddenly heard someone calling for him. This man was obviously Yu Yan, and only Yu Yan knew him here. Big brother Yu, you're here too, what a coincidence. Chen Shang laughed bitterly, I'm finished. This was because Chen Shang had promised to treat Yu Yan to drink all the good wine here when he meets her again. It was only a few days ago, but Chen Shang had yet to finish researching all the ingredients here. Chapter 2372. Yu Yan laughed, walked over, and patted Chen Zhang's shoulders. Don't worry, I won't drag you out to drink, I have something important to do right now. Although Yu Yan said this, Chen Shang felt very embarrassed. Although he would lie a lot, but it was only to his enemies or people he was unfamiliar with. Towards a friend like Yu Yan, he would usually not break his promise. Right now, Yu Yan has also changed into very decent clothes, it's a set of armor, looking very majestic, as if he's about to fight. The fiction, the fastest new sections of the fiction. Big brother Yu, are you going to fight? Chen Shang tapped on the red and shiny scales on Yu Yan's shoulder. It looked like it belonged to a strong beast, which was extremely sturdy. Yes, if you were a little stronger, I would have brought you there, and we could even earn a bit of jade money. Yu Yan laughed. Take me with you, I'm not as weak as you think. Chen Shang felt that if he were to fight it out, he would be pretty strong. I have to ask my boss. Yu Yan said, what I did was to go with her to a different place to kill a savage beast. There's a savage beast here. Chen Shang had also run in the wilderness for more than half a year, but he had not seen any beast hair at all. Of course I do. If you didn't run into me back then, you would have definitely run into the danger zone. Yu Yan said, To me, in fact, to the experts here, the savage beast inside is extremely powerful. Quote. Savage beasts are indeed useful. This tower is built on the support of savage beasts. You can make a fortune by forging pills, forging equipment, and selling the meat to the tavern. Yu Yan said. Chen Shang had long liked to use the things on the bodies of many alchemists to refine pills, he had not really tested them either. My boss is here, Yu Yan suddenly said softly. Yu Yan, because we have some matters to attend to, we have to delay our departure. An old man dressed in luxurious golden robes walked over, behind him were a few big men like Yu Yan, covered in armor. Old Lu, what is so important? You never change your itinerary? Yu Yan asked. If it was anything else, I would have let it be, but this time someone came to cause trouble. Elder Lu said, his expression turning serious, this bunch of fellows, they don't like our good business and actually want to ruin it. Yu Yan laughed, that's good too, before we go hunting for savage beasts, we can warm up as well. Elder Lu looked at Chen Shang. Just now, he had seen Yu Yan talking to Chen Shang, but discovered that Chen Shang was not very strong, he was relatively strong, and it was rare to see someone with such weak strength. Let's take a look first. I'll let you guys take action when I need them. Elder Lu looked at Chen Shang and asked, is this little brother your friend? He looks very familiar. He could tell that Yu Yan and Elder Lu's relationship was very good, so he must know all of Yu Yan's friends, which was why he said that. I just met a little brother who just ran out from the mountains. Don't look at him like that, he actually secretly followed me for an entire night. He can catch up to me even if he, Sudo. Yu Yan laughed, and patted Chen Zhang's shoulders. Elder Lu, can you bring him along to follow us? Forget it, you should know better than me how powerful those savage beasts are. Old Lu shook his head. Chen Shang was secretly disappointed, just as he was about to say something, he suddenly saw a group of people walking in. Old donkey, ha ha. Let me do it, you don't have to wait for me so early. A short skinny old man laughed, it's really rare to see you, LV Ying, being so generous. Old ox, you bastard. I've never offended you. Are you here to challenge me today to ruin my reputation? LV Ying didn't even give the other party a good look. The one who came to cause trouble was called Niu Hao, and he also had a big store. It was not far from here, it seemed that his business had been robbed, so he came to look for trouble. How are we smashing your signboard? Your business is so good, it must be because your alchemist is so skilled, so we came up to challenge you, so we brought our signboard up to show you guys. If you guys are truly capable, then defeat us. Niu Hao laughed. Chen Shang was immediately overjoyed, to be able to witness the pinnacle of alchemist fighting was a great thing for him. Of course, he did not dare show it or else he would be hated by LV Ying. Yo, isn't this Yu Yan from the Fire Cloud tribe? The dignified son of the tribe's leader actually came here to be a helper. Niu Hao laughed. Who am I supposed to be a thug for? It's none of your business. Yu Yan shouted. He really has a fiery temper. No wonder he was chased out by the fire reverent school. Niu Hao continued to laugh. Yu Yan was furious, but just as he was about to curse, he heard a light female voice coming from outside the door. The reason why Yu Yan was chased out of fire reverent school was not because he has a fiery temper, but because he broke the sect rules. Even though he is the son of the tribe leader, the sect rules of our fire reverent school treat him equally and fairly. Chen Shang heard the beautiful voice, and looked towards the door, only to see a beautiful lady dressed in a red dress slowly walking in. She looked noble, but had a gentle smile on her face, her body releasing a faint fragrance, accompanied with a scorching qi. What a terrifying woman, Chen Shang thought. Damned woman, Yu Yan snorted. Bro, don't look at her, this woman is very petty, if you look at her a few more times, maybe she will blind you. You just came out from the mountains and I, your brother, will tell you this. Coming to this Fire Dao divine place, you must remember that it is against fire and against women who steal from it. Who is she? At this time, Chen Shang was still staring at the red-dressed woman without blinking. After all, this was a very beautiful woman, and this woman even revealed an extremely beautiful smile to him. Her name is Chu Hongqing. Her name should be hoping for her love to become red with passion, but this woman was born with the karmic luck, so she has been single for many years. Yu Yan said. At this moment, Chen Shang could feel Yu Yan's deep hatred towards this Chu Hongqing, if not he would not have allowed such a great old master as Yu Yan, to talk for so long while about a woman. Chu Hongqing scoffed, Yu Yan, I never thought that you would also learn the tricks of us women. You would not even blush when you speak ill of others behind everyone's back. Yu Yan shouted, bullshit, I never speak ill of others behind their backs. Chen Shang couldn't help but laugh. This Yu Yan was really like that. Fire Reverent School is the supreme existence of the Fire Tao Divine Place. As the goddess of the Fire Reverent School, you shouldn't be coming here together with Niu Hao to ruin my reputation, right? LV Ying said as he looked at Chu Hongqing. Chen Shang was just a newbie. This Chu Hongqing was not simple, he actually had such a high position in the Fire Reverent School, and now he was staring at Chu Hongqing's beautiful face. Chapter 2373. When Chu Hongqing saw how bold Chen Shang was looking at her, she did not feel disgusted either. Furthermore, she would smile faintly at him from time to time. I just heard that the two of you were going to have a competition or something today. Leader asked me to come and have a look, so that the two of you wouldn't fight until your heads bled. I am a weak girl, and I hated when people beat me to death. Chu Hongqing smiled sweetly, and then glanced at Chen Shang. Yu Yan immediately turned his head away. He believed that this young lad, Chen Shang, would definitely be bewitched by Chu Hongqing to the point of turning his divine soul upside down. The fiction, the fastest new sections of the fiction. Bullshit, you're also a weak girl. Snorted. Seems like he had suffered under Chu Hongqing's hand before. Chen Shang finally shifted his gaze away and no longer looked at Chu Hongqing. He had been tormented by Yu Yan to the point that his eyeballs had almost been ripped out. LV Ying, is this little brother one of yours? Even though he has not cultivated his Tao body, I can feel that he has a fire talent within him. Chu Hongqing ignored Yu Yan and asked. Just as LV Ying was about to answer, Yu Yan quickly said, of course he is. He's in this shop and he's still my brother. I just think that he has a great future in Fire Reverent School. Chu Hongqing laughed. HMPH, you've told so many people, and they all died. It is not because of you, we tribe members are fine, other people's conditions to enter the Fire Reverent School are so harsh, they are simply courting death. Yu Yan said. Little brother, you might as well consider it. LV Ying and Niu Hao, the two esteemed elder came from our Fire Reverent School, so their ability to refine pills was also learned inside the Fire Reverent School. Chu Hongqing continued to speak. She had indeed noticed that Chen Shang had the fire of a Bu, which was considered bumpy for someone with Chen Zhang's strength. LV Ying said, enough of your rubbish, old cow, how are you going to compete today? Hurry, we have urgent matters to attend to. Quote. Niu Hao pushed out a young man and said, my disciple doesn't like the alchemist in your shop, so I want to compete with you in refining pills. You won't refuse, right? Even if you refuse, it doesn't matter. I promise I won't laugh at you, and I won't spread the word that you rejected me because you were afraid. Since you've already said so, how could I not refuse? LV Ying snorted, then took out a piece of communication jade symbol paper, which should be sending a message to an alchemist. Chen Shang carefully inspected the disciple that Niu Hao pushed out. On the surface, he looked like an honest man, but he could feel that the fire chi that he was emitting was really strong. Not long after, a tall and skinny man walked down from the stairs. When he saw Niu Hao and his disciples, he frowned. Third bro, can you beat this guy? LV Ying asked. Yes, that third brother nodded. He seemed to be full of energy. Good, then you can begin now. Since we are the challengers, then the rules will be decided by us. Refining the Yaozdan out in 2 hours. Niu Hao said, bring in the ingredients. The outcome will be decided by the quantity and quality of the pill. Chen Shang secretly nodded his head. This was a very common rule for decisive battles, which was reasonable. What surprised him was that they would actually compete and refine Yaozdan. This kind of pill should be more basic. As long as it was an alchemist, they would all know how to refine it, otherwise they wouldn't sell it so cheaply. No Wendy, let's start now. I'm in a hurry, LV Ying said. After this challenge, you are not allowed to come again within a year. All right, Niu Hao nodded and smiled. It could be seen that Niu Hao had a lot of confidence, otherwise, he wouldn't have made such a big ruckus here. At this time, many people walked in to watch the show, and these people were all famous nobles. At this time, Chen Shang was really looking forward to see how the big chaotic times concoct pills. Both sides took out the herbs and pill furnaces. After checking each other out, there was no Wendy and they began to refine. Just now, Chen Shang had seen the other party's medicinal ingredients. Just as he had expected, there were indeed a few ingredients to refine bone-level Dan. In addition to the white and black fruits, he recognized the black fruits. It was the bone-level fruit, only that it had shrunk by a lot. As for the white he didn't care. He suspected that it had a supporting effect. It was troublesome to use bone-level fruit to concoct pills, and Chen Shang had to use fire and water to cure it. Both sides were releasing intense flames, but only a little heat was released. They controlled it well. At this time, Chen Shang also used the Dao Hard Eye to observe the changes inside the two pill furnaces. When LV Ying's disciple refined it, he actually crushed the medicinal ingredients inside the pill furnace, and then released the flame to refine it. Niu Hao's disciple used a wave of energy to wrap around the medicinal ingredients and then combined it with the flames to refine the medicinal ingredients. This allowed Chen Shang to understand that in the big chaotic times, there are many different ways to refine pills. Very quickly, 2 hours had passed, and before the pill could even appear, Chen Shang had already seen that LV Ying's disciple had lost. LV Ying's disciple also really wanted this to happen. He was able to refine 3 Yaosh Dan in one go, and it only took him half an hour. Niu Hao's disciple, on the other hand, was able to refine 4 Yaosh Dan, and the time it took was also only slightly slower than the time it took to compare. The quality is all very good. It seems that all the alchemists in this era are very outstanding. They produce many pills, are able to condense pills quickly, and are of high quality. Chen Shang had a basic understanding of the alchemist here. Before the hour was up, the match had already ended. Ha ha, old donkey, you've lost. LV Ying laughed proudly. Bastard, you actually managed to condense 4 pills. Didn't he only have 2 pills previously? LV Ying's disciple could not help but scold in a low voice. Hee, don't look down on me. To be able to become my disciple, you definitely aren't that bad. Although you lost, but don't take it to heart. It's not that you are too weak, but my disciple is too strong, so you don't have to blame yourself. Niu Hao laughed out loud, extremely pleased with himself. LV Ying's face darkened. Losing the competition was extremely serious for them. The matter today would definitely spread, affecting their business. And if Niu Hao won the competition, he would snatch away a lot of business. Chu Hongqing laughed. Boss Lu, you've lost. According to the rules here, you will have to close for half a year. Quote. I don't need you to remind me. LV Ying snorted angrily. Chen Shang never thought that the consequences of losing would be so serious. A thriving business, losing a competition and closing the door for half a year, this would be a huge loss. A single match is enough for such an important duel. I think we should have a few more matches. This way, we can show the quality of a shop as a whole, suddenly raising our own level, and then challenge the other party. I feel that even if we win, I don't think that it's that great. Chen Shang suddenly said. He truly wanted to watch a few more matches. Chapter 2374. Hearing Chen Zhang's words, everyone felt that it made sense and secretly nodded. Chen Shang then said, Ox boss, has your disciple been studying to refine Yaosh Dan? Maybe he is stronger than Boss Lu's disciple but weaker in other aspects, so he only competed in refining this kind of pill. I don't think it's worth it. Yu Yan patted Chen Zhang's shoulder, and laughed. Well said, old cow, your disciple is specialized in fighting with his feet, while we use our fists on our side. LV Ying also nodded. That's right. They had lost, so they needed to regain some face. Although everyone believed that they were looking for a reason, they also felt that it was reasonable. That battle just now could not manifest the true strength of an alchemist. Chu Hongqing chuckled. Little brother, don't you know that many alchemists can only refine 2 of these Yaosh Dan pills? The reason Boss Lu's disciple was able to refine 3 of these Yaosh Dan pills was because he had been researching these pills for many years, and owner Niu's disciple was also an expert at refining Yaosh Dan. Thus, this competition can only show their true strength. No matter how you looked at it, you could tell that this woman was speaking up for Niu Hao. Chen Shang himself didn't know if it was because Chu Hongqing was trying to provoke LV Ying or because he had a good relationship with her. Then if I can refine 5 or 6 pills, won't he lose even more miserably? Chen Shang replied. He felt that refining a Yaosh Dan would not be a problem, even though he had never refined one before. Ha ha, Niu Hao immediately laughed out loud. You boast too shamelessly, everyone needs to understand him, don't laugh at me. Chu Hongqing chuckled. Even the Boss Lu beside you can't guarantee that he can refine 5 or 6 pills, not to mention them, even our Fire Reverent School's Fire Sovereign Leader don't have such standards. Little fellow, you have just come out of the mountains, how much wisdom do you have in the future? Yu Yan immediately snorted. This was what Chu Hongqing was saying. What if I can refine it? Chen Xiang was very confident in himself. Refining the bone-level Dan and the 9-bone divine pill was very easy for him. If he combined the two, it wouldn't be difficult. Niu Hao laughed. What Goddess Fire says is right, she is also an alchemist, and her strength is not below mine. In terms of seniority, we all have to call her master ancestor. Chen Xiang never thought that this goddess Huo Zun would have such a high status. Boss Ox, please don't call me an old woman. Chu Hongqing laughed tenderly. That's all for today, I hope Boss Lu will follow the rules. Chen Xiang curled his lips. You all still haven't answered my question. I just asked you all, if I could refine 5 or 6 Yaozdan, what would happen to you all? Yu Yan did not know if it was because Chen Xiang had drank too much previously, but he still insisted on drinking. He did not say anything, he only patted Chen Zhang's shoulder. If you can actually refine it, then it means that you are even stronger than our Fire Reverent School's Supreme Flame. If you can really refine it, then I will be your servant and serve you by your side. Chu Hongqing chuckled. Ha ha eh, Niu Hao laughed out loud. If you succeed, I will take you as my master. But if you can't, come to my shop and work there for 10,000 years. Without saying anything, Chen Xiang took out a portion of bone-level Dan's medicinal ingredients. According to his previous generation, this could already be considered as a king grade's medicine, because during the competition just now, he had also used the king grade's medicinal ingredients to refine the pill. In this era, they were merely the ingredients for a heavenly pill. You're serious? Chu Hongqing stopped smiling. Goddess Fire, don't go back on your words. After Chen Xiang finished speaking, he said to LV Ying, Boss Lu, lend me these 2 fruits, I only lack those 2 fruits. LV Ying was also startled, but he still took out 2 fruits. He also wanted to see if Chen Xiang truly knew how to refine pills. Bro, you really know how to refine pills? Did you get all these herbs from the 1,000 jade money I gave you before? Asked him many questions about refining pills previously, but no matter how you looked at it, it seemed like Chen Xiang did not know anything about it. It had only been a few days, and now he already knew how to refine pills. Big brother you, just watch. Chen Xiang received the medicinal ingredients handed over by LV Ying, and then, he said to Chu Hongqing and Niu Hao, Seniors, I am issuing a challenge to you now, and you guys shouldn't be refusing it, right? Just now, you guys have already made a bet with me, if you don't agree to compete with me, wouldn't you be lying? Chu Hongqing walked to Chen Zhang's side and circled around him. Her cute nose twitched, and said, You don't smell like alcohol, you probably don't drink, but you don't seem to be sober at all. Why are you guys so long-winded? Why don't you guys compare me? Whether I'm awake or not, and whether I'm crazy or not, we'll know very soon. Chen Xiang smiled faintly. The spectators had always been shocked by Chen Zhang's words. They really wanted to see Chen Xiang lose. There were times when he was young and arrogant. Let's compete then. It's worth it to get a free service for 10,000 years just for a single batch of pills. Niu Hao rolled up his sleeves and took out the pill furnace and the ingredients. If you lose, I just want you to run around the outer court naked. Chu Hongqing mischievously smiled and took out a small green jade pill furnace. Where's your pill furnace? Chu Hongqing laughed. Don't tell me you don't have a pill furnace. I don't need a pill furnace to concoct this kind of broken pill. Chen Xiang said very arrogantly. He looked like he deserved a beating, but others only thought that he was sick. Chen Xiang could not use Chuangshi God furnace. Although there was a heavenly furnace, he felt that it was related to this era, so he did not plan to use it. But to use other inferior pill furnaces, he felt that it would be better not to use them, it would be more stable to use magic method furnace instead. How should I refine without using a pill furnace? LV Ying's disciple frowned and asked. I don't need a pill furnace to refine it, but it requires a very high level of skill. LV Ying said. He didn't know why, but he didn't feel like Chen Xiang was crazy. Boss Ox, let's train him. Don't worry about him for now. Chu Hongqing said, and then became serious. Begin, LV Ying shouted. Once he shouted, begin, Niu Hao and Chu Hongqing immediately went ahead, while Chen Xiang immediately used the Dao Hard Eye to observe the insides of their pill furnaces. It's another different method of refinement. After Chu Hongqing put the medicinal ingredients into the pill furnace, he actually used ice to seal them all, and then broke them into pieces. Her ice is also quite special. After breaking it and melting it with flames, the frozen medicinal ingredients actually remain unharmed. Quote, Niu Hao's refining methods are the same as his disciples, they are all wrapped with a special force, then started to refine the medicinal ingredients. Chen Shang carefully observed them for a moment, then released his magic method furnace and threw all the medicinal ingredients in, using his own method to refine the Yaozdan. Chapter 2375. Other than Chen Shang being unfamiliar with those small white fruits, he was extremely familiar with the other medicinal ingredients. This little fruit is also very afraid of fire, looks like it's the same as the bone-level fruit, it needs to be refined with water and fire. Chen Shang used a very weak flame to test it out, and then hurriedly put it away, if not the white fruit would be exterminated. After knowing the characteristics of the small white fruit, Chen Shang released another magic method furnace which was specially used to refine the bone-level fruit and the small white fruit. Everyone was secretly surprised, because Chen Shang was trying to refine the pill just now. He looked a little inexperienced, but now he was splitting it into 2 pill furnaces to refine. Although Chen Zhang's magic method furnace was transparent, the people here were all strong and could sense the power of the magic method furnace, so the outline of 2 pill furnaces would also appear in their minds. The 2 magic method furnaces that Chen Shang had released gave a very deep impression. Because they were very stable, they floated in the air, not moving at all, even though there were a few waves of energy that could sense them, they were not affected by it at all. This was not a technique that could be cultivated in a short period of time. Chu Hongqing and Niu Hao could obviously tell that they were indifferent in the beginning, but slowly, they also realized that Chen Zhang's 2 magic method furnaces were extremely powerful, with many of their pill furnaces being superior as well. This meant that Chen Shang had some methods up his sleeves. Amongst the 2 magic method furnace, half a pot of clear water gradually appeared, soaking the bone-level fruit and the small white fruit. The clear water was floating. Inside, there were 2 small fruits, one black and one white, that looked like fish swimming in water. They were running around happily. The water was condensed out by Chen Shang using his god power. At this moment, he released his flames and permeated into the water. Everyone saw a red flame appear in the clear water and immediately cried out in alarm. The fire in the water looked very beautiful, especially when it was burning. It danced non-stop and emitted a bewitching red light. The flames that seeped into the water were currently like a claw that wrapped around the 2 little fruits in the water and then began to burn them. The bone's black fruit and the bone's white fruit are most afraid of flames. He had tried it just now and almost burnt the bone's white fruit. It looks like this is his first time refining a Yaozdan, but it seems like he has a lot of experience in refining pills. LV Ying frowned, could he have laid a solid foundation deep in the mountains? Chu Hongqing and Niu Hao initially did not put Chen Shang in their eyes, but now that they saw Chen Shang becoming more and more bizarre, they started to feel apprehensive in their hearts, even though they looked extremely calm and collected. Chen Zhang's other magic method furnace had also been set ablaze. Directly burn it, LV Ying said. Even though this method is simple and crude, without a rich experience and solid foundation, it is impossible to refine medicinal liquid. If it was a stronger alchemist, they would normally like to use this method, it's fast and simple. Chen Zhang's flames looked extremely terrifying. Even though they did not emit any heat wave, the transparent magic method furnace could still feel that kind of faint threatening aura. After burning for a moment, the medicinal plant within suddenly cracked open. Immediately, rays of light burst out, flashing out with multicolored light and stinging everyone's eyes. Boom! Those medicinal herbs instantly exploded, turning into liquid medicine in a ball of air. The light became even more intense. What terrifying control! He didn't explode the furnace in that explosion just now. LV Ying exclaimed, just how did he refine it? It should have been refined bit by bit, so why did it suddenly burst into liquid medicine? Chen Shang used the mystic fire refinement skill, using fire on both the inside and outside, which could increase his speed. His current progress was much faster than Chu Hongqing's and Niu Hao's. This Brata, it's actually that powerful. Chu Hongqing scolded in her heart. She truly did not expect that Chen Shang, who had not even arrived at the Dao Ti realm, would already have such great ability. Amongst the magic method furnaces refined by fire and water, the black and white fruits had already melted in the water, and the water had turned black, just like thick black sesame paste. At this moment, Chen Shang had fused 2 magic method furnace together. Originally, they were emitting intense multicolored light, but after merging, they were enveloped in darkness and the entire hall had been restored to its previous state. However, the beautiful and shocking scene was still constantly replaying in everyone's mind. Chen Shang had already fused all of the medicinal liquid together, turning it into a large ball of medicinal liquid. I really didn't expect it to be this big. As Chen Shang looked at the large mass of medicinal liquid, he secretly rejoiced in his heart. This signified that the number of medicinal pills condensed was much more than he had expected. 8, 9, 10. With a thought from Chen Shang, the black medicinal liquid was divided into 10 uniform clusters. Looking at those 10 small black balls, Chu Hongqing and Niu Hao's bodies trembled. They were extremely shocked and understood what this meant. This meant that Chen Shang would condense 10 Yaozdan. Chu Hongqing secretly clenched his teeth, his heart hoping for Chen Shang to not succeed, otherwise she would become his servant. The two of them had never thought that Chen Shang would be so heaven-defying in refining pills, it had already far surpassed their expectations. In their eyes, condensing 5 Yaozdan was already the best possible level for them, but Chen Shang had actually made 10, if they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, they wouldn't have believed it at all. Looking at the 10 balls of black liquid inside Chen Zhang's furnace slowly turning into smooth and sleek black pellets, Chu Hongqing and Niu Hao even had thoughts of dying. They even suspected that they were having a nightmare, and their emotions were extremely complicated. Alright, Chen Shang took a deep breath, the 10 Yaozdan had already stabilized. I'm done, Chen Shang chuckled, took out a jade box and kept the Yaozdan. But Chu Hongqing and Niu Hao were still not done well. Of course, this was not because they were too slow, but rather, it was because Chen Shang was too fast. LV Ying was completely dumbstruck. Just one set of medicinal ingredients was enough to refine 10 Yaozdan. 3 to 4 times more than others, this was truly heaven-defying. Following that, Chu Hongqing and Niu Hao were also done concocting. They could all concoct 4 pills, but their total number was not as many as Chen Shang. You've lost. Chen Shang smiled faintly, although you guys boasted previously that you guys want to acknowledge me as your master as your servant, but you don't have to worry, I will just treat it as a joke and will let you off. Niu Hao didn't know what to say, and at this moment, Chu Hongqing didn't know what to say either. In comparison, none of them had recovered from their shock yet, but they were all shocked by Chen Zhang's 10 Yaozdan. I've lost. My shop has been closed for 10 years. After Niu Hao finished speaking, he brought along his own people and left in a dejected manner. He was worried that he would not be able to resist defeating Chen Shang as his master, and he also wanted to learn Chen Zhang's method of refining pills. Although Chen Shang used the transparent pill furnace to concoct pills, none of them could see anything. Only Chen Shang knew the secret behind it. Are you still not leaving? Yu Yan laughed and said to Chu Hongqing. At the same time, he patted Chen Zhang's shoulder. I never break my promise, I am his servant girl now, why should I leave? Chu Hongqing's words were shocking, causing everyone to be shocked. The high and mighty goddess Huo Zun wanted to be someone else's servant. Chapter 2376. Chen Shang felt that it was nothing strange that she was so willing to be a servant. She was a smart girl, but now that Chen Shang had mastered such a profound alchemy, if she could learn it, it would make her stronger. To Chu Hongqing, she felt that it would be easy for a beautiful woman like her to deal with Chen Shang. Furthermore, Chen Shang was not that annoying. What you said was the truth. You couldn't be plotting something else, could you? Don't harm younger brother Shen. Yu Yan shouted, if you want to be his servant, that's fine, but make a master-servant contract. That was why Chu Hongqing could leave. Now that she wanted to be Chen Zhang's maid, as long as she had the brains, she would know that she had a goal. Chen Shang was not strong, but he seemed to have mastered some kind of mysterious pill refining technique. To the alchemist, he was a treasure. As long as they could learn his brilliant pill refining techniques, it was fine to stay by his side. If Chen Shang accepted a disciple on the spot, there would definitely be many people who would be willing to take him as their master. Not to mention refining 10 of them in one furnace, they would be very satisfied with just 5 of the Yaozdan. The formation of a master-servant contract was very serious. At that time, only the master would be able to remove it, and if the master died, the servant girl would also die. That was why Chu Hongqing hesitated. She was considering whether it was worth it. She did not seem to care about her status as the Fire Nation's goddess at the moment. If not, she would not willingly become someone's servant. This would be a disgrace to Fire Reverent School. Fine, let it be. I've said it before, I never break my promise. Chu Hongqing hesitated and said. Everyone was shocked. This Chu Hongqing actually wanted to do this. Come, Chu Hongqing shouted. Wait, Chen Shang laughed. I do not need a servant now, so I plan to sell you. The matter of a servant should be more common. If any of you are interested, I will auction her off here. Chu Hongqing was startled. She immediately went over to Chen Zhang's side and pinched Chen Zhang's ears, then scolded, "You damned brat, don't take things too far, you should be a bit more straightforward." The crowd also scolded Chen Shang. Chu Hongqing had already done this, but he did not plan to take it. He even auctioned it off in public. Younger brother Shen, this woman is not worth much, I can guarantee that you won't even take her when you open the 10 jade money S. Yu Yan laughed. HMPH, that's because they don't dare to take it. Chu Hongqing said as a drop of blood congealed between his brows. This was the master and servant blood contract. Seeing that, Chen Shang wanted to struggle free, but the drop of blood had already pierced the center of his brows, and just like that, Chu Hongqing became her servant. Done. Chu Hongqing chuckled. My young noble, I will serve you well in the future. Since things had come to this, Chen Shang could only accept it. Furthermore, this Chu Hongqing's conditions were not bad. Whether it was an alchemist or some other goddess of a fire reverent school, they would definitely understand this place very well. Currently, Chu Hongqing had already formed a master and servant blood contract with him, and he would not sell him out, so it was very trustworthy. Seeing how amazing Chen Shang was, LV Ying was secretly happy, and at the same time, blamed himself for underestimating Chen Shang. Yu Yan, let's go. If we're a little slower, that beast will leave. Little brother, wait here for us to return. LV Ying said. I want to go with you. Chen Shang said. I'm afraid that there will be some dangers. Although you have an incredible talent in alchemy, you haven't even managed to cultivate your Dao body. LV Ying said. Don't be afraid, my maid-servants will protect me. Chen Shang suddenly pinched Chu Hongqing's beautiful face, on the smooth flesh of her face, and pulled her forward. HMPH. Chu Hongqing scoffed and patted Chen Zhang's shoulder. Is my servant girl strong enough? Chen Shang laughed. Enough. Yu Yan laughed, I never expected you to be my brother's servant, in the future you must be more polite to me. Chu Hongqing glared at Yu Yan, and then ran behind Chen Shang. She could only accept it now, because she didn't know if following Chen Shang was right or wrong, and only wanted to give it a try to see if Chen Shang could help her change her fate. Alright, let's go. LV Ying laughed. There was no need to doubt Chu Hongqing's strength. As the goddess of the fire reverent school, she would definitely not be weak. Just like this, Chen Shang followed LV Ying and the others out of the fire Dao divine place. The crowd looked at Chen Shang making a move on Chu Hongqing and cursed him in their hearts, but they also felt that it was a pity that such a good woman was taken away by a little kid who didn't even have a Dao Ti realm. Walking out of the fire Dao divine place, they arrived at a large mountain range. It was already dark by the time they arrived, everyone was resting at the foot of the mountain. Chen Shang took out the 10 Yaoshdan as he had refined and said, how many jade money can this Yaoshdan sell for a single pill? Chu Hongqing sat beside Chen Shang. Your quality is good, 100 pills is not a problem. It's really not worth much. Chen Shang curled his lips. In the past, when he was refining bone-level Dan, it was always very valuable, which was why he felt such a sense of disparity. It's not worth much. You can turn 200 jade money's worth of medicinal ingredients into 1,000 jade money's worth of value in just an hour. Think about it, if you refine 10 batches, that would be 10,000 jade money, this is a lot. Chu Hongqing said snappily. The spirit demon woman is right, you only have 100,000 jade money in 10 days, and 300,000 in a month. I fight and kill all day long, but only a little is left. Yu Yan laughed. Younger brother Shen, you once said that you would treat me to all the good wine in Fire Dao Divine Place, don't forget. Of course I won't forget, but then again, are 300,000 jade money a lot? Chen Shang still had no idea. Of course it's much, I refine pills in the Fire Reverend School, and I can only earn over 100,000 jade money a year. I have to spend a lot of money myself, I also need to buy medicinal ingredients to refine pills myself, and I can only save 40 to 50,000 jade money a year. Chu Hongqing said, then looked at LV Ying, ask Boss Lu, how much can he earn in a month with such a large store? My shop only sells for 100,000 a year. If the business is bad, we might even lose money. If you buy your own medicine and concoct pills, 300,000 a month will be a terrifying amount. LV Ying nodded. Yu Yan said, younger brother Shen, when the time comes, you have to take care of your own jade money, don't be tricked away by this demoness. This demoness should be determined to be your servant, and is only interested in this little bit of you, this way she will be able to enjoy the glory and wealth. Chu Hongqing rolled her eyes at Yu Yan, and said in a tender voice, "That's right, that's what I was thinking." Then, she hugged Chen Zhang's arm, leaned her head on Chen Zhang's shoulder, and acted very intimately with him. "Young master, aside from refining Yao's Dan, you can also refine other pills. Your foundation is very solid, you must have refined many pills, otherwise you wouldn't have accumulated so much experience." Chu Hongqing asked. Not only her, LV Ying was also very curious. Chapter 2377. Chen Shang did not know what to say. He truly knew how to refine many pills, and in his generation they were called divine pills, but now in big chaotic times, the precious pills he concocted were nothing in this world. Firstly, the people here were all strong, and secondly, the pills here were thriving. For example, the Yaosh Dan-s were much better. When they were in the Star Law Divine Realm, the bone-level Dan could be sold at a sky-high price, but no one would want it here. I know how to refine a lot of pills, but you all do not know about these pills, and do not look down on them. In my place, these pills are considered very precious, but the alchemists here are all very outstanding, and they are all very powerful. Chen Shang sighed. This was also the huge difference in age. Chen Shang also felt that it was strange that the civilization of pills would decline so much in the later stages of life. Those pills are rather difficult, but they have no use. I spent my time researching how to refine them, and as time went by, I accumulated a lot of experience. Chen Shang laughed bitterly. I left my hometown to come here, and seeing the pills here, has completely overturned my common sense. Your alchemy skills have even overturned my common sense. Chu Hongqing laughed. This means that little brother, you have a solid foundation, it is very easy to refine the pills here, your flame is also very strong, it is not affected by your lack of Tao body, which means, although your cultivation is not high, your pill refining level is higher than other alchemists. LV Ying nodded his head. He wanted to pull Chen Shang into his shop, but he felt that it was not possible. After all, Chu Hongqing was by Chen Zhang's side. Although she was now Chen Zhang's servant, if she treated Chen Shang well, when he grew up, she would be the one to endless wealth. Young master, I will teach you how to refine our pills in the future. Chu Hongqing said. Which, you can just be my brother's servant like this. Will it be hard to explain to Fire Reverent School? Yu Yan asked. What's there to be afraid of? I can leave Fire Reverent School at any time. Aren't you guys the same? Chu Hongqing laughed. Fire Reverent School is always relatively free, I have never been restricted by your rules. After that, Chen Shang chatted with them for a while and fell asleep while hugging Chu Hongqing's soft and fragrant body. Chu Hongqing did not sleep, and it was the same for Yu Yan and LV Ying. They were currently in the wilderness, and powerful savage beasts could appear at any moment. They had to be on alert at all times. When dawn arrived, Chen Shang yawned, looking full of spirit. Let's continue moving forward, that savage beast isn't far from here. LV Ying said. Boss Liu, is that savage beast very precious? Chen Shang asked. Of course it's precious. Boss Liu, if he were to kill this savage beast, as long as he showed his worth, he would be able to earn quite a lot of jade money. Chu Hongqing said, she was extremely familiar with these things. Chen Shang came this time only to broaden his knowledge, to see what a savage beast looked like. In the afternoon, Chen Shang and the others came to a canyon. LV Ying's expression suddenly became serious. Not good, this seems to be the den of a beast. Chu Hongqing's beautiful face suddenly paled. You still came to the beast lair to die. Let's go. Just as LV Ying finished speaking, many black figures suddenly appeared from the front and back. Upon closer inspection, it was a gigantic barbaric beast. It's the dragon and eagle. The savage beasts that Chen Shang saw were actually numerous huge dragons, it was just that all of them had huge wings. These dragon eagles were very cunning, they had actually come without any sound, even LV Ying and the others had not noticed them before. Young master, stay close to me. Chu Hongqing had to protect Chen Shang at this moment. If he died, she and Chen Shang, who had a blood bond as master and servant, would die as well. Chen Shang nodded his head. These dragon eagles were very powerful, there were more than 20 of them flying in the sky, with their huge wings and bodies covering the sky, making the ground very dark. Roar! A dragon eagle roared out, spitting out a bolt of lightning, striking towards Chu Hongqing at an extremely fast speed, causing Chu Hongqing to not even have the time to dodge. Seeing that she was so slow, Chen Shang immediately grabbed her and teleported away, avoiding the terrifying lightning bolt. Boom! The lightning struck the ground and shattered it, causing a burst of gravel to fly into the air. Your reaction is too slow. Chen Shang said. No, let's quickly run. These guys are too scary. Chen Shang never thought that these beasts would actually be so strong. They were far more powerful than warriors like LV Ying and Yu Yan, and there were still more than 20 of them. They were simply not his match. This won't do. Their escape routes have already been sealed off. Just as Yu Yan finished speaking, Chu Hongqing shouted in shock, they are going to attack at the same time. They are all lightning dragon eagle, they are fast, and their mouths can shoot out terrifying lightning. If they get hit, they will most likely die. LV Ying's face changed, and everyone started to run away. Come to me, Chen Shang anxiously shouted. Then, he took out the 6 realms mirrors, causing it to become extremely huge, like a giant ray of light floating in the sky. Young master, are you a heavenly artifact? Seeing the spirit grain on Chen Zhang's 6 realms mirrors, Chu Hongqing could not help but ask. LV Ying, Yu Yan and the other few big-sized men also rushed to Chen Zhang's side and hid under the 6 realms mirrors. I don't know. As soon as Chen Shang finished speaking, rumbling sounds came from above, and the 6 realms mirrors was still trembling. From all 4 directions, one could tell that the lightning dragon eagle in the sky was constantly striking them with lightning. However, all of this was blocked by Chen Zhang's 6 realms mirrors. This must be a divine weapon of the heavenly Tao. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to withstand so many attacks from lightning dragon eagle. LV Ying was shocked. Little brother, this thing is yours. I can pick it up. Chen Shang said. He had gotten the 6 realms mirrors a long time ago, but he had actually picked it up and not lied. Our heavenly artifact that easy to pick up. Chu Hongqing curled his lips and said. Ow! The lightning dragon eagle in the sky let out strange cries. It no longer had its previous intimidating aura. These guys should be injured as well. Chen Shang said. This is a mirror that can reflect attacks. The lightning they use is much easier to radiate. After he shrunk the 6 realms mirrors to a smaller size, he could see that it was charred black all over, with quite a few huge feathers floating everywhere. These were all injuries caused by their own lightning strikes. Chen Shang sent his consciousness into the 6 realms mirrors, and just now, it was struck by countless lightning bolts. The 6 realms mirrors had also absorbed a large amount of lightning energy, so he activated the 6 realms mirrors and struck the lightning energy out, striking one of the lightning dragon eagle. Roar! The lightning dragon eagle screamed and fell to the ground, smashing the ground and causing the ground to shake violently. Chapter 2378. Come in. Chen Shang turned the mirror towards the falling lightning dragon eagle and created a strong suction force, bringing it over. At that moment, the group of lightning dragon eagle in the sky shot out lightning bolts from their mouths. Chen Shang anxiously used the 6 realms mirrors to block them. These guys were quite crafty just now. Why are they so stupid now? Chen Shang laughed. Seems like we don't need to do anything to kill this group of people. LV Ying and the others didn't know what to say either. They had originally thought that they would return covered in wounds, but they didn't expect that things would take such a turn. You can attack now, these guys are being tortured by their own lightning. Chen Shang said, don't be afraid of them. Yu Yan was the first to attack. Jumping into the air, he used the gigantic axe in his hands to slash at one of the lightning dragon eagle. After the red light from the giant axe shot past, it actually cut off the head of that lightning dragon eagle. After that, LV Ying and the other big-sized men all took action. They were extremely excited. Since this lightning dragon eagle was also a powerful barbaric beast, it would be good if they could hunt one, but there were so many of them. Not long after, 10 lightning dragon eagle fell to the ground, while the rest escaped. Chu Hongqing also did not make a move. She wanted to protect Chen Shang. Although she knew that Chen Shang was not simple, she was still worried. They only wanted 3 of the 10 lightning dragon eagle and the rest were all given to Chen Shang. They knew that this was all thanks to Chen Shang, or else they would not be able to obtain a single one and might even be injured. Chen Shang also accepted the corpses of the 7 lightning dragon eagles, then happily returned with LV Ying and the others. This lightning dragon eagle can be sold for 200,000, bro, you sent it. After it's sold, you must treat us to a drink. Yu Yan laughed. Definitely. Chen Shang laughed. Gongzi, what exactly is your background? I don't believe that you picked up that heavenly artifact. Chu Hongqing asked curiously. That thing is called heavenly artifact. Chen Shang asked. Previously, it was called the 6 Divine Weapons. Yes, it's a divine tool bred by the heavenly Tao. It's incomparably precious. Legends say that it can sell for tens of billions of jade money. Chu Hongqing nodded. So valuable. Chen Shang purposely revealed a surprised expression. He would definitely not sell it. He believed that he could earn a lot of jade money, so he did not need to sell these things. Little brother, it's best if you don't use it normally. If people with evil intentions find out, they will definitely snatch it away. LV Ying warned. That's right, especially those heavenly God sect disciples. If they knew that the heavenly artifact is not in their hands, they would definitely think of ways and means to get it. Yu Yan glanced at Chu Hongqing. This witch is Fire Reverent School, and Fire Reverent School is also a member of the heavenly God sect. HMPH. Right now, he is my master. Selling him would be seeking death, so what good is that to me? Chu Hongqing anxiously hugged onto Chen Zhang's arm and snorted. Chu Hongqing could be considered dead set now. Just now, she and LV Ying had experienced Chen Zhang's abilities. If not for Chen Shang, they might have been heavily injured in order to escape. I'll be careful. Chen Shang pinched Chu Hongqing's face, and said, let's go back first. They had only walked for a short period of time when they noticed that there was someone ahead. It's them. The Fire Reverent School's beast hunting team is rather famous in the Fire Reverent School. Chu Hongqing frowned. Why are they here? I bought that savage beast of mine from these fellows, and they nearly caused my death. LV Ying snorted. They should be here to see if we're dead or not. These bastards, I must wring their heads off and feed it to the dogs. Yu Yan was furious. He raised his axe and was about to go over. Big brother Yu, wait a minute. They look very aggressive. They should be coming for us. Chen Shang said, we were all tired just now, we'll just wait and see. There were only 5 people who had come, and all of them looked very strong. Just from the vicious aura they emitted, one could tell how strong they were. You guys went to kill the lightning dragon eagle and came back. A man wearing black armor asked as he looked at Chu Hongqing with a cold expression. He's back. I'm lucky that he didn't die there. LV Ying sneered, are you planning to collect our corpses? The black-armored man ignored LV Ying and looked at him instead. Hongqing, you really made a master and servant blood bond with this kid. Absolutely, many people saw it then. Chu Hongqing said, He Sen, just give up. Don't you know how I feel about you? Why would you rather be his servant than my woman? He Sen's face darkened. In what way am I, He Sen, not worthy of you? I am the eldest son of a patriarch of the heavenly Tao family, how can I not be worthy of this kid? HMPH, do you think I don't know about that stupid thing you said? There were more than 10 women in front of you, and they were all killed by you. Chu Hongqing scoffed. Yu Yan and LV Ying both felt that something was off. Sure enough, the gloomy-faced He Sen suddenly thrusted out his sword, aimed at Chen Zhang's throat, and pierced through his throat. Everyone was startled. No one expected that He Sen would suddenly attack Chen Shang. Take away my woman, then die, Chu Hongqing, since you do not like me, then go and die as well. He Sen laughed sinisterly. This He Sen indeed had something wrong with her heart. No wonder even his woman was killed by him. Chen Shang understood what Chu Hongqing had said just now. When He Sen saw that Chu Hongqing was fine, he reacted that Chen Shang was not dead. Chu Hongqing and Chen Shang had a master and servant blood contract, and even if the master and servant died, Chu Hongqing was still perfectly fine. Young master, Chu Hongqing also felt it was strange. She tugged at Chen Shang and could feel his warmth. My life is so tough. He Sen thrusted again, going through Chen Zhang's forehead. When he pulled out the sword, it was bleeding profusely. Bastard, you dare to kill my brother. I'll kill you. Yu Yan was furious, LV Ying and Chu Hongqing were also furious, and they both attacked. You bunch of trash. If you had the ability, you would have stopped me long ago, but you're too weak, you can't keep up with my speed. Ahaha, cripple them. He Sen laughed sinisterly, but immediately felt that something was amiss. Chu Hongqing did not die. Could it be that my master-servant contract is not effective? Chu Hongqing looked at the fallen Chen Shang and felt it was strange. Yu Yan's gigantic axe had already struck at He Sen, but at the same time He Sen used his sword to block. Chen Shang suddenly appeared behind him, and the speed of his sword was actually much faster than He Sen's. Chen Zhang's heavenly magic sword was still as invincible as ever. He gathered all of his power and swung his sword at Immortal He Sen's neck. He Sen's head immediately tumbled to the ground and he immediately rushed over. The meteor immortal power beneath his feet erupted outwards and stepped on Hisen's head. Boom! Hisen's head was smashed into smithereens by his foot, causing sparks to fly everywhere, and fell onto the ground, burning with raging flames. The real him was already hiding inside the spatial crack and waiting for an attack. Therefore, when Yu Yan tried to distract Hisen's attention, Chen Shang made his move, and used the extremely sharp heavenly magic sword to cut off Hisen's head. Chen Shang received two simple and crude moves, and actually killed Hisen. He was so shocked that both Chu Hongqing and Yu Yan were speechless. Chapter 2379. Chen Shang had killed Hisen, so the few men who came with him were all stunned. They did not know how to react. Hisen was their leader, and was extremely powerful. But now, Hisen was killed by a little kid just like that. The head is dead, we have to bring him back. Otherwise, we cannot explain ourselves and capture them all. A man that followed Hisen said. Kill them too. Chen Shang suddenly sent a sound transmission to Yu Yan. S position in Fire Reverent School was very high. If this matter were to spread, not only Chen Shang, but even Yu Yan and LV Ying would be in trouble. Yu Yan immediately took action, and LV Ying immediately followed along. Chu Hongqing clenched his teeth, took out a red long blade, and also killed the few men who followed Hisen. Chen Shang immediately hid himself inside the spatial crack. Just now, he had only been able to kill Hisen because of his sneak attack. Right now, those few people all knew that he had this ability, so they were secretly on guard against him. Therefore, he did not plan to join the battle. He believed that Yu Yan and the others could definitely take care of these people. The overall strength of Yu Yan and the others were already very strong, and with the addition of the goddess of fire, Chu Hongqing, to join them, the other party was currently being tightly suppressed. There was no way out for them. After a while, Chen Shang came out of the spatial crack. The battle outside had ended. Fire Reverent School probably doesn't know. Chen Shang said. No, just clean up this place. But they should know that these guys are dead by now. LV Ying said. They must have had life orbs inside the Fire Reverent School. Chu Hongqing sighed. If leader knew that I had done such a thing, he definitely wouldn't let me go. Chen Shang laughed. Who asked that he send to kill himself? That fellow is mentally ill. He wanted to kill me and you earlier. If I did not kill him, we might all die. LV Ying nodded his head. This guy is very strong. He is one of the strongest beast hunting squads in the Fire Reverent School. And this small team was formed from Hisen's support. The teammates beside him have already been changed many times. It seems like his teammates were killed by his brutal personality. Quote. Chen Shang took out the Chuangshi God furnace and placed all the bodies inside it to burn them. Bro, your sneak attack skills are truly superb. It seems like you've done quite a bit of work. Yu Yan laughed. Just now, Chen Shang was extremely experienced. Only by doing it frequently could he cultivate to such an extent. Chen Shang only laughed. There's nothing I can do, I'm too weak. If I want to kill strong and weak, I can only do this. Yu Yan laughed out loud. Looks like in the future, when you kill someone, you must smash their head or else you might not die. Hisen is too arrogant, if not you would not suffer such a loss. Although they had killed a powerful team in the Fire Reverent School, LV Ying and the others were not worried at all. They were also secretly pleased, especially news about LV Ying, who bought the Lightning Dragon Eagle from Hisen. Chen Shang and the others returned to Fire Dao Divine Place, where Chen Shang and Chu Hongqing currently resided in LV Ying's shop. The shop was a tall tower, and there were many empty rooms on top of it. Hongqing, don't you need to go back to the Fire Dao Divine Place? Chen Shang asked as he took off his clothes. No, you don't need to go back, what are you doing? Seeing Chen Shang taking off his clothes, Chu Hongqing's face changed slightly as he asked worriedly. Take a bath. You're my servant now, but I've never seen you serve me. Why don't you come over? Chen Shang laughed sinisterly. Chu Hongqing pouted and walked over to help Chen Shang take off his clothes. Moreover, she had to help him get hot water. Today's harvest was pretty good, let's have a good rest first. After Chen Shang finished showering, he comfortably lied on the bed, closed his eyes, and fell asleep. After Chu Hongqing finished showering, she saw that Chen Shang was lying on the bed naked. The first time she saw a man's entire body, her beautiful face immediately flushed red. She then hurriedly walked over and covered him with a thin blanket. Chen Shang suddenly opened his eyes, laughed sinisterly and pulled her onto the bed. I want to hug you and sleep. Don't act recklessly, I only promised to be your servant. Chu Hongqing pouted as he held her in his arms. You are my servant, and I can do whatever I want to you. Master-servant contract said that you cannot resist master. Chen Xiang hugged her, blew her earlobes, and then laughed evilly. Chen Xiang was also only carrying her to sleep, but her hands were just a bit dishonest. Chu Hongqing had accepted it, but she was a little disappointed now. Chen Xiang was actually only carrying her to sleep, and did not do anything else. This brat. Chu Hongqing wanted to pull Chen Zhang's bad hand away from her chest, but to no avail. She silently sighed and could only give up. Daybreak, Chu Hongqing helped Chen Xiang put on his clothes, and then, Chen Xiang went to find LV Ying. He had sold the 10 Yaozdan as he had refined at LV Ying's place, and obtained 10,000. Then, he had sold a lot of wine from the hotel to the side, and had a good drink with Yu Yan. The wine here was extremely strong. Chen Xiang had drank a lot, and was drunk at night. Chu Hongqing nagged as he helped to wash the wine off his body. In the middle of the night, when Chen Xiang woke up, he saw that half of Chu Hongqing's clothes were in disarray and half of his chest was exposed. However, seeing that Chu Hongqing's upper body was in a mess, he heaved a sigh of relief. So beautiful, Chen Xiang couldn't resist reaching out his hand to rub it. Chu Hongqing also immediately woke up, then slapped away Chen Zhang's hand. Didn't you touch it enough last night? It hurts so much, Chu Hongqing said with a red face. I already told you not to mess around with that bastard, and you didn't listen. If someone came to find trouble with you, with your drunk look, you would definitely be beaten to death. Hee hee, I only want to sleep this time. Chen Xiang snickered, carried Chu Hongqing, and then fell asleep beautiful. When Chen Xiang woke up, he did not see Chu Hongqing. He hastily dressed himself and walked out of the room. Speaking of which, it was not bad to have Chu Hongqing to accompany her. It was a great thing to have such a beautiful, prestigious, and powerful beauty as a servant. You didn't leave, you worried me to death. Chen Xiang laughed. I didn't do anything to you last night, right? HMPH. Chu Hongqing spat out, and said in a low voice, it's only making my pinching more painful. Chen Xiang had his own principles in this regard. He would not do that sort of thing to a woman who did not have any feelings for him. Hongqing, teach me how to refine pills. It would be best if you could teach me how to use the lightning dragon eagle in my hands to concoct pills. I still don't know how to deal with those lightning dragon eagle. Chen Xiang said. He needed to hurry up and cultivate his Dao body, he was currently too weak. Chapter 2380. No matter whether it was the strength or the physical body, the lightning dragon eagle were both extremely powerful. If Chen Xiang had not used the 6 realms mirrors to reflect their strength back, it would have been difficult for them to kill the lightning dragon eagle at that time. Before, Chu Hongqing knew that Chen Xiang did not understand anything about the pills here, and she had also said that she would teach Chen Xiang how to refine pills. Generally speaking, beast meat and beast blood can be used to concoct pills. However, this needs to be accompanied by some medicinal ingredients. Chu Hongqing said. Other than this, I will need a pill furnace that has a lot of space inside, because at that time, I will need to store the huge body of the lightning dragon eagle inside. What can a refined pill do? Chen Xiang took out the heavenly furnace. The interior of the heavenly furnace was quite large. Let's see which aspect you need to improve. Physical body, divine deity, and bones are all fine, but this will mainly depend on the ingredients used. Chu Hongqing took out a few medicinal ingredients and placed them in front of Chen Xiang. You should know this herb. It is used to refine Yaozdan. However, it has to be of a higher grade. It was a high-grade heaven step medicine. It was able to refine a high-grade heaven step pill. If it is refined with beast meat and beast blood, eating it will help you form your bones. Quote. The last 2 medicinal ingredients are respectively related to the flesh and blood of the divine deity. Is the high-grade heaven-ranked medicine expensive? Chen Xiang asked again. Sky pill was a common sight here, there were a lot of ingredients. Not too expensive, you can buy it with 5,000 jade money. If they were able to refine high-grade heaven-ranked Yaozdan, 1 pellet could be sold for 10,000 jade money. It was just that it was easier to fail during the refining process, and there were fewer pills. In order to guarantee its success, alchemist would usually lower its quality. Quote. If I add the beast blood and meat to make it, how much more expensive would it be? Chen Xiang asked again. 5 to 10 times depends on the quality. Usually, buyers will invite an appraiser to appraise a pill that costs 10,000 jade money per pellet. Chu Hongqing laughed tenderly. Young master, do you really lack jade money now? You need jade money, I have it here. You should first refine a pill for yourself to eat so that you can become stronger. Quote. That's true. However, a lot of jade money are needed in order to buy a lot of high-grade medicinal ingredients. My goal is to refine those high-grade, useful divine pellets. Quote. Let's forge this first. Chu Hongqing passed the medicinal ingredients to Chen Shang. She was currently very good to Chen Shang, just like how she was to her own master. Put a lightning dragon eagle into my storage box and let me deal with the corpse. You can refine the ingredients first and then add in the beast meat and beast blood. Chu Hongqing took out an exquisite and beautiful small wooden chest. After Chen Shang placed one lightning dragon eagle inside, he started to release flames to refine the medicinal ingredients. Right now, he was also refining Yaozdan, but the rank was higher. These medicinal ingredients are not easy to deal with. From the very beginning, Chen Shang had already felt that it was extremely difficult. The Yaozdan that he had previously refined was a low-grade heaven stage, but now, it had directly jumped to high-grade heaven stage. Not long after, Chen Zhang's heavenly furnace made a loud bang. The furnace exploded. Chu Hongqing slightly frowned. I was too careless, I should have let you refine a mid-grade heaven-ranked spirit beast first. It's fine, there was a slight mistake. Chen Shang said, then put away the heavenly furnace and took out the Chuangshi God furnace. Chu Hongqing gave him another batch of ingredients. She looked at Chen Zhang's Chuangshi God furnace and asked, is this pill furnace powerful? Very powerful, Chen Shang laughed, and then continued. Chu Hongqing was currently dealing with the lightning dragon eagle's corpse, all of this was done inside her storage box. Her small wooden box had a lot of space inside, and was able to store the corpse of a huge savage beast. She then controlled the many sharp blades inside to cut apart the corpse of the savage beast, and at the same time, collect the beast's blood. The alchemists here were all familiar with these things, although Chu Hongqing was a girl, he had to do these things himself often. Chen Zhang's previous failure was also because he did not have enough fire energy. He did not expect that the usually weak medicinal ingredients would suddenly increase multiple times during the process of refinement, and become very difficult to refine. It was because he could not suppress the swelling power of the medicinal herbs with his strong flames that caused the furnace to explode. The grade of these medicinal herbs must definitely far surpass that of a heaven-ranked divine pill. Chen Shang thought to himself. He quickly reached the place where he failed previously, and this time he successfully passed through. The flames released by the Chuangshi God furnace also had a strong stability, which was very useful for him to refine pills. 3 days had passed and Chen Shang was still refining. After all, this was a very difficult heavenly pill and it was normal for it to take time. Hongqing, when will you be able to join the beast blood and meat? Chen Shang asked. It's best if you prepare to condense the pill. Chu Hongqing said. You've reached that level now. It's done. Chen Shang nodded. This is way too fast. It's only been 3 days. Chu Hongqing could not believe it. Chen Shang had not even reached the Dao Ti realm. Her cultivation must be very weak. The fire she was releasing must be limited, not to mention Chen Shang, even she would need 5 days. It's slow for me. Chen Shang laughed. The beast blood meat is inside. Chu Hongqing took out a small jade box. It was a storage magic treasure and inside it was the beast meat that Chu Hongqing had distributed to them. Chen Shang threw it in, and not long later, it was refined, and smoothly mixed into the medicinal liquid. Is that all? Chen Shang felt that it was too little, the beast blood was just a vat, and a few hundred kilograms of beast meat, that lightning dragon eagle was actually very big. Do you want to refine the entire lightning dragon eagle? If you just add a little, that will be enough. 1 lightning dragon eagle will be enough for many times. Chu Hongqing said snappily. Get 2 more. 4 portions. Chen Shang said. Quickly. Chu Hongqing had no other choice, he could only give 4 to Chen Shang according to the amount he had just given. After Chen Shang poured the pellet in, and refined it for 2 hours, the liquid inside started to emit a faint golden light. The effects are indeed quite good. Chen Shang laughed. I never thought that savage beasts could have such uses. He divided the medicinal liquid into 5 groups. This was also the reason why he wanted more beast meat and blood. It was because he wanted to concoct more pills. Chu Hongqing saw that Chen Shang was successful, and also secretly hoped for Chen Shang to produce a pill. She and Chen Shang had formed the master-servant contract, so even if she was unable to obtain the pill refining skills that Chen Shang had inherited, but if Chen Shang was able to concoct many good pills, she would definitely obtain many good ones. It's a success. Chen Shang laughed, opened his pill furnace and took out 5 golden pellets. 5 pills. Chu Hongqing shouted in surprise and admiration.